guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. Most recently down here in Rio no Sume, where you have come seeking more information about the drug called Purple Frenzy. You came here at the behest of your friend Sison, as he's looking for assistance in ridding Toivoa of this insidious chemical that causes people to bleed from their eyes and eventually die after going into a berserker rage. Having come here, you were sent off last week to go and eliminate or deal with a coastline full of werecrabs. After not doing so, you returned to Rio no Sume and had a little bit of hang-around time, where Saphira had a snack in a local bar. You made some deliberations and decided to wait to talk to Narzel of the World Eaters in an attempt to do what exactly? Perhaps get an ally, perhaps get some information. Whatever that goal is, the ship of the World Eaters is on the horizon coming towards Rio no Sume. The question is, before they arrive, what would you guys like to do?
Is Bryn with the party?
Bryn was last established to be on the ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bryn was last established to be on the ship, taking care of private matters.
So the World
interesting.
Eaters are arriving right now? Like, we can see them
Yes.
coming?
You were able to see them coming at the end of the last session.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure. This is in the morning, essentially.
Indeed.
Yeah. This is just gonna be sitting up top on the deck. He's kind of using one of the mats to like prop up his back, and he's got the keg that Toddy bring last night, and is just kind of casually sipping on it.
Coin
Okay,
would
so the
propose
whole,
we give him an hour to anchor.
the whole
Go ahead.
party's on the ship?
Most of the
believe
party
whole
is-
Okay,
I think
A
we
few
ended
people-
last session getting back from the bar.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yep.
So what is like Riz is looking out towards the ship, the World Eater ship. Like, what does it look like?
It is bright red. As you look at it, it is very obvious that it's on the horizon. It is not a stealth vessel by any means of the imagination. It is red against blue. They want to be seen. Their ship is intended to be a bit of a terror presence. It is about the same length as your ship, but not as wide. As opposed to being a slaver ship, that ship over there is intended for speed and aggression.
Oh, they got quite the ship.
Coin would probably propose we give them an hour, then just sort of show up at their doorstep together. Sophia, were you saying something? I kind of cut you off.
Said, hey, what I'd do to get my hands on that ship.
We're just gonna look over to Saphira and say, "Thanks for bringing the keg in last night, by the way. It's a fun way to start the morning." And he takes another sip.
You want any water with that?
I mean, it barely does anything to me. It's kind of like how like it barely does anything to you.
Yeah, I guess, like, you have, like, 7 times as much blood as that barrel, so... How much to dilute?
Yeah, pretty much.
I get a 1d100 from Saphira because she's the one who brought the keg. For the amount of alcohol in this thing.
100. It's just pure.
Wow.
It's really
Dang.
damn strong. This is over 190 proof.
That's just like pure ethanol. At
It's
that point.
basically
I'm sorry,
a
this
straight
doesn't affect you.
alcohol, yeah.
That would probably change how Rude would be consuming
What
it.
do you expect from a pirate bar?
Now that it's like going down, it really doesn't feel right. But what is in this?
I just don't
Can I
burp
get
or
a
you might
Constitution
explode.
saving throw from you, Ruzid? And it's a DC 19.
Okay. Me.
How drunk is our dragon?
We'll find out in about 1 second when this page finishes loading. Okay. Con. Okay, so it's a plus 12. Nope.
Just on the buzz side.
Hey, I actually feel something from this. You know what? I guess it's pretty good then.
I'm surprised the mix of flammable substance with fire spit doesn't result in tiny bits and pieces of Ruzid covering.
I don't have fire
block.
spit.
Negative fire breathing.
No, but it's still like
That's offensive.
surprising.
Why you profiling me, Coin? What the
Listen.
hell?
I get profiled all the time. People see a silver grung and they go, "Oh, what does your poison do?" Do people run away screaming when they get stabbed by you? I know how you're feeling, which is why I'm allowed to make that comment. No further questions.
Okay.
And I thought you were gonna say you got profiled in like some business publication.
But like seriously,
I'm still working on that one.
like I still don't really have a good sense for like how strong this drink even is. I mean, do you take a sip of this, Saphira?
Here, I'll tell you how
Yeah.
strong it is.
You take a shot of it.
Corey, you
Ruzid,
guys
recite
drink?
the alphabet backwards.
Z E I F.
Oh. This
I don't
dude
know
is
the alphabet.
sloshed.
I don't think I could do that sober.
You will not be sailing the wheel today.
I mean, I wasn't anyways.
Good.
If
Good.
I'm the one on the wheel, like, we got bigger problems. Or maybe I am the bigger problem. Okay, whatever.
If you're at the wheel, it is. Coin would want to let an hour or so pass for the world leaders
Sure.
to dock, get their business sorted. He doesn't want to flag them down the second they're stepping off their boat.
Okay. Well, you can see their ship arriving. And it is quite a sight because they don't slow down until the very last second, where they will drop anchors, 4 anchors, in order to quickly come to a halt. The entire ship tilts forward, and the prow nearly sinks beneath the waves as it comes to a stop. Very dramatic parking.
I should probably look a little more presentable. And Ruzik kind of shifts around and gets back on his fours.
How many people are on it?
You look onto the ship, and you can see at least 8 people on the deck right now, but based off of the size of the ship and how comfortable these people are, there's probably a lot more below decks. All of the people
Are there
here
any-
are orcs.
Are there any like sorcerers or wizards hanging around?
Everyone that you see, except for one, is dressed in loose clothing. You don't see anyone standing around with a book or a wand, but based off of what you guys know of the world leaders, yeah, probably more than one of those is a caster of some kind.
I would say, unless someone needs to do anything or is in a rush to speak with them, I would
We
elect.
should go over there. We should introduce ourselves.
You don't want to let them like tie their boat down or anything. I'm just electing we like do a time skip 40 minutes forward for the sake of brevity, but it doesn't really matter. At some point, Coin will hop off the ship,
Okay.
indicating he's ready to go over there.
Cool. So, you guys going to give them 40 minutes, or do you guys want to jump the gun?
Well, if we have to wait 40 minutes, I'm spending the 40 minutes just leaning over the railing, watching them.
Just to
Okay.
clarify, are we planning to make friends with these guys?
Yep. Well, in a
Yep.
matter of speaking, friends,
Uneasy alliance, maybe.
it's
Alright.
like we have a mutual goal, not that we want to be on great terms with them.
We have an understanding.
Bryn
But
always-
if we could be on great terms with them,
Most of us
Yeah,
want
we'll see.
allies. Probably want a very close friend.
These guys aren't like the most morally righteous or, white hat people, as far as we know. A little territorial, but
Not like we are.
no, but I believe our understanding of the World Eaters is that, like, they, even illicit substances is sort of their territory. Like, they move drugs around here, and they don't like that Sagaeos is encroaching. Is that correct, Eric? Is that the correct recall?
Roll a history check, because I haven't told you this.
But isn't
Okay.
that like us too? Like, doesn't Bryn have some in his pockets?
you're not.
I think
We aren't selling.
Bryn got
Sorry.
some.
A coin would.
Bryn has had drugs before,
it's
but
just- it's a
only one from Pitney Bones, which we gave to Isaac, which he used. A big haul that we got from. I think it was Sagaeos' first. I might have the name wrong. One of the drug labs we raided. Bryn does not have any illicit drugs on him.
We don't sell drugs. We have drugs in our possession, but that's like purely for like research.
Recreational?
It's for personal use. It's not for.
Yeah,
Also, Sizen made you put all the drugs in the bag of holding.
I did. All purple frenzy, if we have any, is currently in the bag.
makes sense.
He was getting annoyed.
Eric, Tati
Yes.
got a 21, and I would
Sure.
make the argument that the last few in-game days, weeks, and several play sessions have been the party looking for information on the World Eaters since we got here.
Yeah, true.
I know we haven't gotten all of it, but
The World Eaters don't really like doing. They're not merchants, so as far as the
Okay.
drug trade goes, they're not necessarily involved in that. They're more involved in the straight up piracy of we raid ships, we take what ships have, and we sell that off in order to fund the efforts of taking over the world.
oh, okay. Gonna have to modify the negotiations a bit then.
That almost sounds like they like frenzy because that's a great thing for them to steal and sell.
Well, I feel like having a dragon on your side would definitely add to the goal of taking over the world.
Yeah,
You're talking about yourself,
Hey,
or is
I
it
think-
not the Gaos, right?
It doesn't say.
And he won't give us one tooth, and he'll pimp himself out to the pirates. This is crazy.
I didn't realize the whole tooth thing would still be a conversation starter 3 weeks later.
Oh, I specifically took regenerate as a spell just so we could take one and let it go back.
Why?
Oh, incredible.
nice.
Why do you want his tooth?
I was gonna make it into some soup, like a bone broth.
Sure. I mean,
I was gonna give you
probably
another
you
one
could
though.
just wait for him to die, right?
They'd all grow back with regenerate, so like we could all take them.
Howdy, don't be so confident in my demise. I'm totally living past him.
I'm gonna be honest. I do think he can outlive everyone.
While you guys are talking, walking down the gangplank that is roughly thrown onto the docks is a massive orc dressed in crimson armor, carrying an enormous great axe.
Gosh. Oh my gosh, guys.
Hey, look, it's your boyfriend.
He comes confidently onto the docks and looks around, looks at the people who are gawking at him from your ship, and raises an eyebrow. A very nice,
Can I wave?
bushy eyebrow.
Wait, am I allowed to wave? I'm just gonna.
You just gonna wave?
It's kind of interesting. He can use his own ship as camouflage in an emergency scenario. Very strategic.
So,
Coin-
Coin, you ready to do some negotiations?
Coin will give you an affirmative. I want to say nod, but I know what will happen. So he's going to do a coin trick that you identify as him being ready for business. Just to avoid a miscommunication. Then
We don't-
he's
we
going
don't-
to.
Wait,
no,
I'm gonna
dude.
do an insight check to see if I recognize that that's what that means, because I don't think Rizu would have a fucking clue.
Nope. Not
Okay.
a bleeping clue.
You
Why
just see
you
coin flip
doing coin
5
trick?
coins in a row. Got to
Are you gonna
impress him.
Respond. My question, or
It's my opener, Rosit.
oh, okay, you're opening negotiations with a coin trick. Got it.
And Coin begins walking over to this
Okay.
gentleman.
Rizu's gonna kind of hover, fly off the ship, and then land behind Coin and start following.
Sure. How tall is Coin again?
Under 3 feet, above 2.5. Let's say like 2.6 feet.
2.6. So he's a very short guy. As he
I
walks
imagine
up
him as a
to-
pretty small grung.
Right. As you make your way towards this 6'8" orc, he looks down at you as you come up to his kneecaps.
Yeah.
He sets the pommel of his great axe on the ground, holds the spike, and then looks down at you. Hello.
Howdy, buddy.
I'm not your buddy. But hello.
And not yet. I'd love to have a
True.
conversation and maybe change that, though.
Really? Some kind of businessman, are you?
Yeah. On the right day, with the right person.
Is today as delightful of a day as it is the right day?
I'd say the ball's in your court on that one, but I'd love to run it by you. Are you
To
open?
be
Are you
clear,
busy right
the
now?
optics of this is the camera is just like panning to look down from his point of view at you, Coin, and then up from you to him. It's this absolutely flip-flop of just
Yeah.
crazy
I would imagine
perspective.
the time it takes for the camera to pan, like one of us finishes speaking and it has to switch to the other person. Like it can't keep up.
I think
Uh-huh.
the fact there's a dragon behind him adds at least 2 inches to Coin's height.
Oh yeah.
Sure,
Anybody.
of course,
Anybody's
considering that's 10%.
I mean, how high does Coin even get? Like, are they even halfway up Rizu's leg?
If even.
So, your ship or mine?
You're more than welcome aboard mine. Of course, if you have a preference, happy to board yours too.
This
But
your
my-
ship? The
my-
flight risk, huh?
Yeah. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. It's a false label.
Right. Very well. You got anything to eat on board? Kind of nibbly.
Got a chef.
I mean, we got a chef. Probably got a couple of loose potatoes you could chop on.
Don't mind me a good baked potato. Lead the way, friend. Why, by the way, I didn't catch your name.
That'd be Sea-Toad Coin, my friend.
Really?
I'm sure you've heard.
Oh, shit. You know, I'm supposed to cut your head off.
Glad you didn't.
Yeah, me too. After
Fine,
all,
fine.
business is business.
You'd have
Yeah.
to get through me first if you wanted to do that. So
Ah, it's okay. I don't feel like cutting down a dragon today. No, but there's someone looking for you, young man. Let's go ahead and talk a little more private place.
Absolutely.
You don't mind if I bring Sharpie with me, do you?
I'd expect none less. Wouldn't invite a man onto my ship unarmed.
Thank you. I wouldn't be unarmed without her. But I always like bringing my Sharpie with me.
And that makes two of us.
Yeah. Allows me to make marks wherever I go.
Well, don't etch your name into the ship. At least not without telling me. The property value, you know.
Oh,
always
yeah.
good to have your weapons at the ready.
I'm no vandal. There's no money in it. Let's see what you got. And he's going to gesture for you to lead the way.
Coin will walk to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
As I would imagine everyone's sort of hanging out in front of the ship or in the area, Coin's gonna walk through sort of the bulk of our group, and just quietly he's gonna whisper, "It's not my place, baked potato." And then I'll just keep walking without explaining what that means.
Potato?
Does that mean we draw swords? Does that mean we hide? Then draw swords? I forgot which one.
Did
was
he
which.
nod while saying it?
No, he did not.
Well, if
Or
he
did you
didn't
nod
nod,
while
then-
saying potatoes?
To the kitchen, I guess.
Coin does
Yeah,
not have that many verbal cues. I feel like he is very regularly a physical cue guy.
Well, what's the signal for baked potato?
I think the kitchen.
So, where do you lead him, Coin?
That's a good question. So I didn't establish this beforehand, so feel free to challenge me on this. But you'll recall Coin made a makeshift table to
Yes.
work on herbs. Could we establish that in the time between then and now, Coin has moved that to a more general area? And
you had stated that
decorated
you
it a
had
little
bolted it to the deck. So, it's actually attached unless you wanted to move it.
Well, he had fixed it using ropes, which I wouldn't figure
correct.
too hard
So-
to just untie it and move it.
We can move it. Where do you want it to be?
I'm mostly saying like Coin has moved this table towards the middle and thrown a few barrels to sit on,
Okay.
expecting some
on
sort
the
of a
deck.
yeah.
Okay.
He's like
Sure.
he would expect to invite someone on for like a discussion. So
Sure. Absolutely. We can totally do that.
it's very makeshift and like kind of
Yeah.
scrappy, but that's where he would go.
Right. And just to be clear, these are normal sized barrels, and you're a 2.5-foot grung. 2.5-foot grung.
Yeah, that checks out.
Okay, so you look like Kermit the damn frog on top of a barrel.
On a log with a banjo. Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
Sorta.
close. Man, I love the Muppet movies so much.
it's a classic.
All right. It is.
Have a seat.
He smiles and he leans against it just with the one butt cheek on the barrel, with both feet still on the ground. He's ready to tussle if someone tried. But he's comfortable enough. Do you
So-
climb up onto your barrel?
Yeah, Coin's gonna sit behind his quote-unquote desk.
Okay. He looks at you. It's a mighty fine Cervantes ship you got. How'd you manage
Yeah.
to steal it off of one of his cold, undead, demonish hands?
A lot of scuffling. I'll say. We'll say the name Flight Risk was inherited during
Ugh.
the claiming of it.
So, you claimed it, didn't buy it. All the better. Dirtbag
Yeah.
Cervantes doesn't need good ships like this. These belong in the hands of real businessmen.
Yeah, it makes some actual use of them,
Exactly
Multi-purpose.
right. True cargo, not people.
Now, to get down to business, the brass tacks of it.
You're not a slaver, are you?
Oh no, absolutely not. I'm more
Good.
in the idea and functionality business.
Oh, your head case. I like those.
Yeah, I mean when it works, head cases produce the most full notebooks I've found.
Uh-huh.
Now, before
So-
I really dive into my proposition, I gotta ask of what I know of you. I'll just put it bluntly: the moving of Purple Frenzy how has that affected you up here, the Northwest?
Ugh. Horrible stuff. One of my crew got a nose full of it and we had to kill him. Ever since then, every time we see any of it, it goes over the side.
Yeah, that's an appropriate reaction.
You
Do
ever
you-
see
how
an
much-
orca on Frenzy? It ain't pretty.
Yeah, I can't even imagine how hard it is when you're trying to like. If you've even gotten into a fight with someone who's on that stuff, it makes it so much more of a slog.
There's no fight. You just behead them.
Well, yeah, but they squirm around a lot more, right?
Only after the head's missing.
Okay, I'm just gonna move on from the head thing because it's not really relevant. So, a little further in here, do you know
For the
who
record,
Sigeos is?
I have to play loyal to this character. This is totally him. Go ahead.
Oh, I believe it.
Moving on. Who Sigeos is?
Yep.
No. Why?
Me and my crew have sort of deduced him to be a primary instigator of this frenzy moving into your territory, among, I'm sure, plenty other problems. And I've assembled, through some of my own connections, a few fleets to go take him on directly in Estrella. But-
Interesting.
As
Where are
I
you keeping
understand,
these fleets, this armada.
we've got a couple connections over in Nausha that'll be heading out a little under 2
Really?
weeks.
Who do you know in that damn town?
Coin, he doesn't have much to work off here, but maybe an insight check on whether or not he likes or dislikes the consortium.
Roll your insight check. I'm going to roll my 1d20 plus 1, because that is all he's got on both persuasion and deception. So he tolerates the town. He's been there before. He knows of the general population there. He's not
Right.
intimately familiar, but he hasn't raided it.
Does that mean he is not familiar with the consortium as a concept? Like, the consortium doesn't operate in his territory much?
They don't cross paths. It's not that he's
Okay.
not familiar with them. It's more of why bother with people who aren't bothering you.
Gotcha. Okay. Coin will tell him there's a little function down there called the Longstriders Consortium.
Yeah, I got one of these things. They gave it to me, and he brandishes a badge.
Join the club. Coin will pull out his badge.
Ah!
For whatever it's worth, right?
They tagged you too.
Yeah, it just makes it easier, you know?
Yeah. Right. Whatever.
They got a
Not like
fleet
they ever
heading
did
out to
anything for
Estrella.
me.
Well, maybe they could.
Fleet, huh? Who's all in the fleet?
I don't have a total head count of it, but I
Who's
do have to
leading the
recall
fleet?
this. Coin, they said they would send like a ship
Mhm.
of, reasonably experienced adventurers.
Right.
But he didn't get an exact number.
Or names.
Coin will just tell him, we know that we're going to have a ship of experienced fighters headed out there. The exact
Okay.
head count, I couldn't tell you.
You said a ship. Not to be
Yep.
real loud or anything. But I think you got your terms mixed up.
Well, hold on,
Fleet
hold on.
indicates more than one ship.
Coin's gonna do a double stomp on his own ship. I'd call that 2 ships at least.
So you got a pair of ships.
And you know what? I'd love to make it 3, which is where you come in.
Yeah.
Australia.
Whose ship am I stealing?
I mean, you could bring your own. If you got a couple backup. But I'm jumping the gun.
Why am
I'm
I
jumping
doing this?
the cannon a little bit here. So
What the hell's a cannon?
it's like a ballista, but more painful.
Uh-huh.
Zagayos, we've actually been there once.
You've
to
said
his
this
place.
name a couple times. Who's this sag bag?
Big old chromatic dragon. Very shiny fella.
Like me,
Oh.
but rainbow scales everywhere.
Exactly.
Oh, so push over. No offense.
Yeah, when we all end up there, it will be. But as to how it's relevant to you,
Yeah.
me and my crew have been there before. There were a lot of supplies lying around that we don't have the space to take back with us. The consortium isn't necessarily going there to rummage for resources or, steal chairs. They're there to deal with Zagayos, who is creating a lot of problems for everyone. You and your fleet seemed like you're in the business of picking up anything shiny you find. And I would feel terrible if me and my fleet went there and left all those goodies lying around.
Now, where's this guy located? This pretty dragon.
Oh, he's in Australia. As to particularly where,
Yeah, we're on the
Sort of.
coast.
this sort of thing I tend to discuss with someone I'm shaking hands with on a deal.
So what do you want me to do? Roll in, kick ass, take the loot, and leave you behind?
It's really more so we want to synchronize when we show up while we're dealing with Zagayos. You and your fleet do as you please. Roll through. You could even you want to take a swing at a chromatic dragon? I'm more than welcome it. I would never take that away from you. But at the same time, if you're just there to take a couple boxes, we'll handle him too. I'm really
So-
proposing an opportunity for you to get in on a cut of an opportunity.
So, just to be clear, you're proposing that I come in, smash and grab. What are you getting out of it other than some muscle?
Well, for one, Zagayos, if you really want the full story here, we're going to have to dial back. Zagayos tends to vie for power. He wants political power, wants power over people and places, and he tends to make a lot of drug labs pop up, which produce the purple frenzy, which causes a lot of the people who pay me problems. I'm in the business of stopping that, shutting down his operations, and in the process of that, Zagayos, one less person vying for power in the way of the people who deserve it, frankly. Coin says without, really he's not buttering this guy up, but putting it out there.
So, sounds kind of one-sided. You have me come in, smash stuff with my fleet, all 37 ships, and then take all the loot, go away, and
Oh,
you
no, I would
stop
never.
the frenzy.
I'm saying 37 seems like overkill. You seem like the kind of guy who could get it all done with one ship, if I'm honest.
So you don't want a fleet. You want a single ship.
I do not intend to exhaust you of resources you want to keep here. If you 37, why, to me as a businessman, why would you send your whole fleet and leave your entire territory wide open up here?
He leans in, and he leans the great axe on the table. He steeples his fingers, and he looks you dead in the eyes. To guarantee victory.
One gives off a little smile.
If
Oh, it was-
you win just barely, no one's frightened. Sure, you won and you head off. Fine. You show up with 37 ships and you crush them without any effort. You then leave. No one challenges you. And you become a global threat. We're not the house eaters. We're not the garden munchers. We are the world eaters. We're here to take over. Your solution for this drug cartel is interesting, but I'd like to negotiate. After all,
Who doesn't?
you'd probably be disappointed if I didn't. Right?
It'd be a little-
Headcase?
Be a little boring, to say the least.
Right. So tell you what. I'd like to have a 38th ship.
Oh yeah?
And this ship here looks pretty damn nice. If I come in and I bring in my entire flotilla, the whole fleet, all the troops, we show up and we do the smash and grab. And we leave the dragon to you. Like you say you want,
Oh yeah.
then we take this flight risk, this former Cervantes vessel, we slap a nice paint job on it, and we put it in my name.
Coin will think for a moment, as Justin will too. Now, obviously, I don't want to make decisions for the party, so at this point, we could probably, Bryn's around, could reasonably say Discord server's up, or maybe this has been discussed prior. How do we feel about, like, our connection to this ship particularly?
Half the Discord
well-
server would like to join the World Eaters.
I get the feel, a few of you, I don't think you would want to step on this guy's toes in any way.
So why
Alex?
are we delegating them to killing everything but the dragon? Why doesn't he join us?
It's the principle of, I don't
He's
want
also
him
not
to feel,
interested in killing the dragon.
Oh, is he
Yeah.
not interested? I didn't
No.
get that vibe.
No, he's not interested in killing the dragon. He's not in it for the glory. He's in it for the money and the profit. Killing a dragon does nothing for him. He's
technically,
in it for the smash and grab,
Does he
taking
know
all the
about
loot.
dragon
and
jutsu?
profit.
yep.
Right now,
Killing
you
a
guys
dragon
have not
might be
brought that up.
necessary. Killing a dragon might be a necessary prerequisite for the smash and grab.
That's not what Coin told him. And so that's up to you guys to either communicate to him, negotiate with him, talk to him about whatever you guys want to do is up to you. But right now, the only motivation that Coin has given to Narzel is you come
Yeah.
here, you kill stuff, you soften them up, we let you take crap.
Coin has not the word. He has not told him, like, we have to kill Segeos before anything else happens. He's only said, like, show up as cover for us, basically.
Right.
Now that said, it would be useful to convey that to him. I
do
worry.
also think that
I worry.
shit
Go
is a
ahead.
Cost.
Yeah.
Like it's A, it costs a ton. B, this was hard fought. If we lose that, we have no source of transportation.
It's also it's our.
I mean,
it's
we
our
can
ship.
catch-
If
can
we
catch
lose
a
the
ride
ship, then
back.
we don't have a ship.
The consortium can give us a ride back to Nausha, worst case scenario. And that's
Sure,
assuming,
but then-
like, Coin could probably
It's
also
the principle of the
negotiate.
thing.
Coin could negotiate that we drive it back too. Like, I don't think that's the issue. The issue is getting another ship afterwards. Whether or
I've got
not
a
we.
counteroffer for him. Why don't we join him and help him pick up another Cervantes ship?
He might be
we
interested in that.
essentially be contractors for the World Eaters.
No, just
Also,
one job,
would that-
get another ship for him from Cervantes, steal another one, and then go our
Would-
separate ways.
Would that put us back on the Cervantes shit list? Because didn't we get off it when Saphira?
Oh, we
No.
Saphira.
Yeah, we still have
Oh.
you're the thing, you know. He's pretty angry with us.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not in their graces as it is.
Oh,
It's
okay.
really fortunate that we beat him to go collect him that.
I think he let us out alive out of principle and not out of respect.
I do think there's a scenario Coin can schmooze this guy into, like, contracting us to get him another ship. But
I think that's good. I don't want to lose.
there's no guarantee. He might even like this ship particularly.
We should probably be more upfront about the prospects of treasures because if I'm a betting man, I'd bet that most of the good stuff is gonna be with Sageos. And
So-
I don't want him to show up with his armada, not get enough loot, and then turn on us. That would be bad.
Well,
We gotta set
yeah,
expectations.
we do know that, presumably, I mean, Sageos might have changed it up, but, like, there were a lot of boxes of random frenzy and other things lying around.
Oh yeah,
Well, I don't
mean,
think
Sageos
anyone
definitely has an
wants-
army.
Although we do
I
know
don't
that he throws it, he doesn't really sell frenzy. It sounds like, so.
Yeah, I don't think the frenzy is of any use to anybody in this group because we definitely don't want it other than to destroy it, and he's not interested. So I think that
Does he
the
know
loot
it
is going to be
explodes?
just cash and magic items. I don't know if he knows it explodes, but I'm not sure. I think he probably has access to other things that explode and are not addictive substances.
Yeah, I also
Um,
don't know if you want to tell him how explosive it is, because
Yeah.
he doesn't strike me as the talk first, blow up later type.
Yeah,
So
but
here's Bryn's opinion. I think
What?
giving up the flight risk is unwise. I think it's a pretty good asset, and I think that if this guy doesn't pull through, we can find other ways to bring down Sageos. Because we don't get anything for bringing down Sageos, do we? We're just doing it because we want to.
we don't, like, there's not a specific resource that we obtain now, other than, like,
Okay, that's what I
helping the
thought. Other,
consortium.
yeah.
This is more of a good
Oh, yeah.
Samaritan quest than it is.
Yeah, we're
An
doing
item.
it for the sake of it. But I think
And the
that
glory.
I don't think, and the glory, of course, the glory.
Yeah.
But I don't think we need to give up the flight risk. I think I like the idea of offering to help him get another Cervantes vessel, but I don't think we want to put ours on the table, and I certainly don't think we want to piss this guy off by reneging on trying to renege on a deal.
Yeah. Okay.
How about we help him get? I think we should make it clear that we probably need the dragon dead before any loot happens. So he may end up fighting a dragon whether he wants to or not, if he wants any loot. And then,
Right.
secondly, we'll split whatever loot we find. We'll split with him, and then in exchange for his help, if the dragon killing is successful, we'll help him get a Cervantes vessel.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my proposed counteroffer.
We could also offer.
I like
first
Bryn's
come
plan.
because he'll have a lot more people. He might like that. Which, as long as we're okay with that.
Did you say
Yeah.
first come, first serve, as in for the
Yeah.
loot?
Yeah, like whoever, if you find it, you can take it. Which, with him having significantly more people, he might feel like that favors him more. Which, as long as we're okay with that, that's something that we might consider putting on the table.
Before
We could suggest it. I think that gives us a significantly shorter end of the stick in terms of loot.
Sure.
Because if he's bringing 37 ships, then it's very likely that he gets all the loot. Except if he's not going after the dragon, we'll get whatever the dragon's guarding, which might be most of it.
That's also something
I don't think
Yeah.
Sageos has it. Not really.
that's what I'm kind of worried about. I kind of expected coming into this negotiation he'd send like 3 ships. 37 is such an overkill contribution that Coin really is thinking like, if I invite this guy, we might not even need to go. Like he's
Like,
just gonna
honestly-
do everything.
But also,
37 ships, one ship of Consortium and us, it feels like so beyond overkill. Like, I don't know how strong Sageos is, but I'm gonna be honest, this feels like he's not gonna stand much.
I don't
of a chance.
know. I
but that's
based on
also
our
assuming.
interaction, I would think like 5 ships would make it an even fight. I would think
Can
like
he even
7
get
or
5
8.
ships to Sageos' lair? It's up a river, right?
Presumably, assuming he hasn't moved.
They could also dock and go on land. It would be less efficient for him. My main concern is that the 37 ships are not all going to be attacking the dragon. They're going to be burning stuff down and maybe like fighting the grunts. And yeah, I think 37 ships is definitely overkill, and that's okay.
Hold it. I need those of you who were here for it. Remember how long of a hallway that we had to BS our way through with Isaac, with all the charming stuff.
Yeah, that was a long
Really process how many encounters that is. Like it was at minimum 10.
Sageos definitely had an army for sure.
It was 27 encounters. You guys
27 encounters.
Okay.
27.
Well, do we think that one ship of this guy's is? Do we think that one ship could handle one skipped encounter?
Well, here's a few
He's probably
questions for Eric.
might have beefed up his security as well.
Here's a few insight rolls for Coin. So number 1, Eric.
Yes.
We only see this ship here. How big is it? Is it like huge? Is it bigger than ours?
It is the same length as yours, but not as wide. It's not carrying as many troops as yours could carry.
Does Coin have any, or based on Tati's history roll,
Yeah.
any indication on how big his average vessel is? Like, are they all big ships? Does he have a lot of small ones?
This is probably his flagship. The rest are smaller, but based off of the reputation of the World Eaters, they're still formidable. The
Okay.
catch is that Tati did point out that Sageos' lair is up a river, and the river was only 20 feet wide. This
Yeah.
ship won't go up that river.
Second insight, and this is going to be a harder one.
Yes, sir.
Coin doesn't want to lie and say Sageos is like stacked with money. But based on the last time we were there, can Coin intuit whether Sageos would have riches that would like suffice this guy without him cutting into anything we find? Like he'd be happy with whatever he finds.
Instead of an insight check, I need you to roll a history check.
Sure. I'll even burn a lucky on it.
Okay. With a 14, while you were in the cave, you guys explored thoroughly, except for one section of the cave. You did not see, other than the crates of supplies and the actual drugs themselves, you guys never saw treasure in the cave. You also did not see anything that indicated that that was his lair. What you guys were there for was to find where the drug labs was and where the drugs were coming from.
That's true. They summon Sageos after we broke in,
Something
and
like
then
that.
he came. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
We don't
So-
actually know where Sageos is.
Nobody
That's
knows
true.
where Sageos' lair is.
If we stormed the drug lab with 37 ships, Sageos
Probably
might cut his
show up.
losses and not show up.
No, there's no way
True.
he's smart enough not to know that.
That's, you know
Yeah,
what?
Sageos is smart. He's not going to put himself at risk like that.
That's a good point.
Shit.
This feels like a bad
All right.
time to have this realization.
I mean, I feel like the fact that he showed up at all just showed how much stronger he thought that he was than all of us, which he was probably right.
This deeply complicates things.
You're welcome.
Or,
Now, I will say, based on
or it
Sageo's...
makes me
Go
better.
ahead.
Because we've got a potential friend with 37 ships and eyes on the entire world, and we need to find an invisible dragon.
I mean, they'd be great at finding him, but that's not what they've been asked to sign up for. So that's a big alteration to the deal.
I thought
We
that
don't have a deal
included
yet.
finding him. So we need to find Zageos if we're gonna do any of this plan.
Yeah.
What if we did another raid, try to get him to try to lure him out, and then have our 37 ship allies come in and beat his ass? How is
would you
that
summon that?
even possible?
How
Yeah.
would you hide that? I
Well, I
know
think-
this. If I'm flying up in the sky, I can see everything. I'm gonna see that ambush a mile away, 10 miles away even.
How was he?
I did not.
Was he like teleported in? Did he fly in? Like, how did he appear?
We're not sure.
Ooh,
Are we?
here's the
really
fun part.
invisible.
That's a good question.
Here's the fun part. They never saw him. They
We
heard
saw
his
Saul.
voice. You guys heard his voice at the entrance to the cave.
Okay,
I thought
well,
we saw him. I remember
here's a valid
seeing
question.
what he looked like.
I showed you what he looked like after the session.
Oh, okay.
I
we
do
never saw
recall
in
him
character.
calling out to us across the room. I didn't know if
Right.
any of us were in eye shot. Valid question here, though. The room we were
I
in,
think Crystal might have seen him. That was it.
was the building closed off? Like, was it an open roof?
No, you were in a cave.
Okay.
So
I mean,
it was a
hypothetically,
cavernous
then we
space.
don't know.
But he was blocking the exit, wasn't he? So, like, was the
Yes,
exit...
and Crystal was the only person who walked up and saw him, if I remember properly. And she came running back and said, "We need help."
That checks out. I gotta think about it for a second.
Yeah, this is not good.
Meanwhile, Narzel's looking at you. Mr. Coin, your eyes twitching.
It does that when my genius is brewing.
Oh, okay.
I tend to be thorough. Eric,
Understood.
is it fair to intuit Sageos has a monopoly on frenzy? It's clearly moving units. He's definitely got riches somewhere, wherever he is. That money's going somewhere, right?
The question is he selling it for profit, or is he using it for other purposes?
That's true.
And that's the question. Who would want to purchase a drug that's going to kill you? That's.
I think we can assume he has a butt ton of money.
He's got
Even if he's not
enough
selling
money to
the
handle
frenzy.
things, yes. But
He's got a
his goal
hoard
is not money.
somewhere.
His goal is not profit.
I don't imagine it is, but it's a
Yeah.
dragon with an empire. So money, unless he's explicitly getting rid of the money or like really great at reinvesting it, I would think that he has some riches.
He has a significant amount.
So it sounds
It's
like
not insignificant.
we need to convince the world leaders to assist us in finding Sageos' true lair. At which point, we'd be giving them free reign to just take it. Which Coin would be fine with, because he's not in the business of really stealing, but I can imagine other party members might want a cut in on that. Especially if we're giving up our ship.
Well, maybe we need to reconsider our options and what we're negotiating for. If we know where the drug lab is, and we don't know where Sageos is, maybe we could change what we're asking for. We assume that the dragon's not going to show up. We say, "You help us burn this place to the ground. We'll take the loot, and in exchange will help you get a Cervantes vessel. Is that a sacrifice or a trade that we'd be willing to make?
If I were him, that would sound like a huge downgrade compared to what has already been offered.
Well,
Yeah, but that could just be the appetizer. Make sure that it goes over well. Make sure we're all good allies. And
Yeah.
then we'll hit the dragon next time.
I could see that. Just before Coin does this negotiation, just for the sake of Eric, is there a role Coin could do? I'm really I'm trying to type in a cheat code here with Eric, but like,
Sure.
would Coin have any
Up,
indication,
down. Sorry.
like a good deal to make here on like, all right, I don't think we're gonna find Sagaeos' riches, but what's the pivot here? Coin would find
Roll an
that this
insight
guy
check.
would, that Coin knows this guy would like.
With the 22, what he's looking for is ways to influence people and countries, militaries, etc. His primary opponent is the Schnozen Protectorate. If he can defeat them, then he'll own the seas. What he's looking for is favors, allies, and wealth in order to build his war chest and the people and ships he needs to face off against the military might of an empire. Right now, he's not much more than a small rebellion when you compare it to the Schnozen Protectorate. With thousands of ships, they could easily run him over and not even think about it. It's right now he is small potatoes trying to become big.
We can't really help him with the Protectorate, but I would argue that Sagaeos is vying for the same throne this guy is, and I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to convince him
Right.
to like assassinate a competitor, or at least
He's not into killing the competition. He's more looking for people to make friends with.
Gotcha.
He's more interested in your allyship and your assistance in future endeavors than he is in getting paid. You guys
Fascinating.
represent a group of people who were able to, with a ragtag population, capture a Cervantes vessel on the high seas and
Yeah.
keep it away from the Cervantes. He sees this as him coming to a very powerful group of people, and as a very powerful person, looking for someone who can assist him in his goals. You guys aren't small potatoes. You guys are very powerful. You have earned respect. You've shown up in basically what amounts to an Abrams tank of a ship.
Yeah.
And he's like, maybe my little Ferrari could use a little bit of gun help. And so
Alright.
he's looking to you guys for, hey, come help me out.
Okay,
Does that give you a little more insight into his thinking?
that does help a lot. I think
Yeah.
by
Remember,
this point, Coin would
You
know how
want
to
to negotiate
respond.
from a point of power as opposed to constantly wanting stuff from him.
Yeah.
You guys aren't begging for this. You guys are in a position of power.
It's an offer. It's
we,
not.
We
Right.
are capable of walking away from it without
Yeah.
getting a deal if we really need to.
Initially, I was worried that he might just circumvent us and go do this without us, but now, after all that, I don't think that's on the table. I think Coin would, after the pause, say to this guy, who I don't think I ever asked for his name in person, but
You didn't ask him, but he is not surprised that you know it. In fact, it's almost a compliment that you do.
okay.
Does it make
Coin
sense?
will say, you know, this ship is been pretty useful to us, and driving it right now is a big ask. So before we speak on terms of that, I want to really layout here that Sageos, very methodical, where we last encountered him, was really just one arm of his operation. And I'm worried, for as efficient as it would be for you to send 37 ships, the dragon may very well not show up at all, with a clear, overwhelming, dominant support. Which,
So then
in
we take
itself,
what we want. Ah.
yes, but if you want to play the long game here, and we really, because his riches, there's going to be a lot of stuff there, but his pile of gold, I have my doubts. And what we really want to do is flush him out, which would require some precision, shall we say.
Oh.
Now, my
I'm
line of
listening.
my line of thinking, this may or may not align with how you like to do things. It's a little different, but we were thinking of a much more surgical approach with a very contained fleet of no more than, 4 or 5. 5, certainly below 10. Just to flush this out, to get Sageos to show his face. Best case scenario, that opens up a breadcrumb trail to find where he's truly hiding. At which point, you send your 37 to collect what you wish of it.
You're a smart guy.
That's not even getting into the fact that this is very inland. And even though there's a river nearby, it's likely many of your fleets would have to travel afoot after touching down in Estrella.
Oh, fleets don't travel afoot. Armies do. I don't have much of an army, I'm afraid.
Crews tend to do better when they're triple
Here's-
threats. But I get
Yeah.
that.
Tell you what, I'm not opposed to doing this smash and grab, taking a bit of compensation for the assistance we can provide. Now, as far as precision, we can be precise. That's kind of our whole jam. But
Love to hear it.
I'd have to bring in an advisor.
Understandable. Do you have someone in
And
mind?
As you say, understandable.
Okay.
You don't see where this person comes from, except for they appear from behind Narzel. Those of you who are standing behind him don't see this person until they pass his left shoulder. As she steps out onto your ship, she looks over. So, you're looking for an advisor. Now, you know how to deal with dragons. We know that for sure.
That
The-
isn't wrong.
Yeah. So,
Corn's
I'm
lost his
inclined-
smile.
Coin has lost his smile?
Yes.
Okay.
He's not like
Legitimate.
angry. He's not angry, but
Uh-huh.
did not.
Narzel's
expect
not
this.
smiling either. Narzel's cautiously watching the whole situation.
Do you know her?
No. He nods, but doesn't say anything yet.
Nods in a yes way.
Yes,
no
he
way.
nods.
Okay.
He nods. Nods recognition.
Gotcha.
Did someone say we're nodding? No.
No, not coin. Not coin.
So, because you're so good with dragons, and I'm no friend of Sageos, I propose that we make a little bit of an arrangement. You want some information about Rainbow Boy's lair and his plans? I can get you those. Narzel here is muscle and a great associate. But if you're looking for intel and influence, then I'm your girl.
Column A and column B are on the table from where I'm sitting.
Column A. I help you find Sagaeus' lair. I send out my little feelers, and we find where to go.
Uh-huh.
I even tell you when we expect him to be there. I don't know this yet, but I'd be perfectly honest with you. The divine sense goes off, okay? The divine sense, she is not undead. However,
Not undead,
Narzel's armor is infused with undeath.
Oh. Ooh.
He is not
That's
undead. The armor is infused with undeath.
We've had weirder stuff.
Yeah.
Fiends? Celestials?
Nope, they're not fiends or celestials.
It's also possible
Alright.
this is just an illusion. She's not here. But anyway.
So, we work together, just for the time being. Not a team, of course, but more of co-workers for a mutual goal. Ridding Toivoa of a troublesome political influence who gives out harsh and deadly chemicals to people who would otherwise thrive in the world.
Couldn't say it better myself. But this is only one half of the deal. What
It
particularly
is.
are you looking for?
Well, there's an item that
It's not
I
happening.
believe Sagaeus has.
Coin says God damn it in the Discord channel.
I'm looking to acquire the item as a research project.
Uh-huh.
Only on a temporary basis. You could have it after 5 days. It's
Would you say I-
Will it be useful to us after 5 days?
Oh, I'm sure you'll find uses for it. Especially you, my dear. She bites her lower lip.
I don't like shaking hands on implication, so why don't you spell out what it is exactly you want?
I want the onyx skull.
Is it inside the Onyx Beast?
No.
Coin in the Discord channel says, the what?
You get a bunch of shrugs back in the Discord channel.
A skull with a bone inside people's head.
Yes. You're right.
Do you know where this skull is right now?
I don't. If I did, I would already have it. That's why I'm looking for your help.
So you
Part of the
want to do
deal.
us a favor, so we do you a favor after.
That's exactly right. You're so good at this.
I think we need a little more information on what this skull is and what you're hoping to do with it.
It belonged to a demon that got turned into an onyx statue. The body was shattered by the 9 hells, and the shards are now used as playthings for fiends. I'm looking for the skull in order to ask the fiend a few questions. That's all.
In the Discord server, I don't think Bryn is present at the negotiations, but rather sort of brooding elsewhere to think about things.
Making potatoes.
While the negotiation, he might be making potatoes. He might be taking a break from making potatoes. I think he was probably making potatoes at the start, and then this other person showed up, and then Bryn had to put the potatoes down, and is focusing on the Discord server. But he's going to say to Coin, do we think, and also I think mainly also directed at Sizen, do we think that this person having the skull for 5 days will be a greater evil than Sigeos?
Now,
It would leave a power vacuum, certainly.
I think we should hear her out.
I mean, if we're being objective between the two, right now I'd prefer her over Sigeos, because
The thing is, Sigeos has been
Over
doing active
Sigeos?
evil, and we've seen it.
she has been at least somewhat diplomatic, whereas Sigeos, who has zero diplomacy, he was like, alright, I'm gonna kill you.
I think
Yeah.
the world is better off without Sigeos. I think we know that 100%. I think it's very possible the world is better off without this person having this skull. But is it which is the lesser evil? Is it worth this person having a skull for 5 days? Assuming we're not going to try and double cross her.
Do we even know the significance of the skull? Like,
No,
Well,
I think this is the first we're hearing of it.
It
What-
does
what's,
seem
what's the harm
out of the
that she could
two,
possibly do with it?
a lot.
Well,
a lot.
Anything,
Magic
yeah,
items,
anything that has
you know?
to do with the Hells, knowledge is power, and when it comes to the Hells, that's a lot of power.
Yeah, what just concerns me is that we just don't know the scope of what sort of information this demon could have, or even what she's trying to do with it. 'Cause it's also possible that
she
she's
might-
like a very powerful force and dangerous, but she's been kept in check because she didn't have her jar.
It's possible that that the skull doesn't get her anything at all, that whatever she attempts to do fails. It's possible the skull is just going to cause her to end up pissing off a demon and get obliterated. I mean, there's a lot of ways this could go right.
I don't think we should
Assuming
hinge
that-
the theoretical that this skull is like an omnipotent, super powerful thing. Like, it's just an item of note, and if we discover that, like, we're handing her a nuke, then we can, like, we could backfoot the deal later once we find it. But as of right now, I don't see a reason for us to, like, refuse.
Yeah, like I think it's probably like she wants to do something like speak with dead, or maybe something a little more powerful.
If you wanted to
with
even be a
whatever the skull
little,
is.
if you wanted to be a little seedy about it, we could make a deal where it's like, okay, we will retrieve the skull for you, and then we'll discuss how the skull is used afterwards. Like, we could leave out handing it to her from the deal. I doubt she'd agree, but that's an approach to consider.
We could agree to it, and then once we find the skull, assuming we find it before she does, because she might. We're going to be focused on
He wants
a
us to
number of
find it, though.
things. Yeah, but she wants to. I'm assuming she's going to come with us, try and spot the skull before we do, and then split.
What do
So
we care?
I think we should not assume that we're going to get the skull before she does. We could try to identify it and then renege on the deal if we think it's too dangerous for her to have it.
I'll say she strikes me as someone who would have fail-safes in place to prevent, reneging on deals and things like that. I do think she seems to be the lesser evil, but we know so little about her, it does really concern me. And the other thing is, I worry about getting closer with her and having her hang around the party, especially because we know we have something she wants, and the closer she is, the more likely she is to find a way to get in the way.
I've gotten the impression she's kind of a pushy playmaker, but she's not explicitly, like, evil. Like, if she really wanted something from us, she could be way more annoying about it.
I mean, she did send 2 dragons to attack us.
She did, but like, she didn't let the dragons die. She pulled them out.
True.
And she didn't, like, follow up a week later. It's like, she was like, all right, I can't steal it from you. I don't think it's the craziest thing to, like, just send your dragons at someone. Like, it's not good, But compared to like some of the stuff we've done, like we've taken stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like Coin's guard dog.
Exactly. Like we're no better than our enemies, guys. Let's just get the skull for her.
I feel better.
In universe,
Hang on.
Coin
We can
Coin
do-
is indifferent to helping her right now. That said, he
We have-
will respect party opinion.
We do have more options. 5 of the people in the party can cast Legend Lore. So if we can find out more about her or more about this skull, if we can get any names, then we can do Legend Lore and try and find out more about what we're getting ourselves into. We don't have to commit to anything right now, but we can say, all right, that sounds
we
like a good
kinda
plan.
do.
What's the first step?
If we don't commit to something here, then they're probably not going to agree to help us with Sigeos.
Also, whoa,
That's-
wait. Why are we assuming we have to give her anything? She, by the sounds of what she is and such, seems like Sigeos is kind of one of her enemies in general, who's an outside force fighting against her. Shouldn't it be in her best interest for us to just take him out anyway? She should just give us the information.
Well, yeah, but that's just bargaining power. That's not like security of like she's going to agree with us. She has an
No, but-
incentive to help us, but she does not have an obligation.
No, of course, no obligation, but like, we should at least lead with that first before we even think about giving her this, because honestly, it's still her getting something basically free out of it. Giving away this information is just a benefit for her.
Well, how about Coin just bluntly asks her, what is this skull and what do you want it for? Like, he can grill her for more information before agreeing.
Yeah,
We
I
could
mean,
also ask her why she hasn't, if she knows how to find Sigeos. Why hasn't she done anything about it? I'm guessing the answer is
Yeah.
because she doesn't want to fight a dragon one-on-one.
Yeah.
Probably not. Okay, Coin will...
Yeah, but she could fight him 3-on-1 with her 2 dragons.
I think Sigeos is a little bigger. Like, he's 3 dragons in size. I would imagine.
Know about that. I feel like Sigeos is more of the smart and brooding type.
But, yeah.
But he probably
sure.
also knows how to cast some super powerful magic. That's probably where like a lot of his combat prowess comes from.
Yeah. Okay, Coin will respond to her directly and say, before we agree in any sort of favor for you, we like to operate with as much information and transparency as possible. So, one, pertaining to the first, your favor to us. If you know all of this, if you are capable of finding out all this about Sigeos, why have you not made a move yourself?
Because I haven't had the military might in order to oppose such a challenging mind.
Fair.
I can match him on wits, but when it comes to defending against the brute force of a infrastructure like his, the world eaters are quite powerful, and she strokes the corner of Narzul's armor, but they're not exactly great on land. So I haven't bothered to go looking because all the sightings of Sigeos have been in the central area of Ostrea.
That checks out.
So right at the moment, I'm looking for a strike squad, and you, as a wonderful group, and she starts walking towards your side of the table and traces the edge of the table as she comes around with one finger. Your
Oh, you're not
group
wrong.
is quite capable at striking and dealing damage to those who deserve it. That's why I need your assistance.
Understood.
You seem to know a lot more about Sigeos than any of us. Do you even like know what he's capable of? In terms of combat, that is. I know he's some sort of scheming genius as well, but
I know a little. From the one time I bothered to scry on him and succeeded. I've tried multiple times, of course, and most have failed. But what I do know is he has the ability to mimic the colors of the environment around him. In essence, becoming invisible without being invisible. Like a chameleon, he matches everything around him. Nearly impossible to see, he glides silently across the ground, hovering, leaving no footprints, untraceable. The one time I did see him, he was chasing you down in his lair. He was flying towards the entrance and left not even a blade of grass bent as he walked.
Peculiar.
I
Okay.
know that he has the ability to read minds and put
Yeah, we found that
thoughts
out the
in
hard way.
and to put thoughts in others' minds, even through a scrying sensor.
Ooh. Okay.
So it's not with no risk that I offer to assist you. But as a sign of good faith, I have something that I've managed to acquire that might ease your concerns about me. And
I'm all
she
ears. Metaphorically.
comes up right next to you, doesn't touch you, but she waves her hand over the table and obscures the view of the table for just a moment. As the view is obscured, her hand passes over the table, and laying on the table, there is a little doll, handmade, in the shape of a grung.
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh, he makes much better toys. I'm not that impressed.
I found this, left in a cave near Nausea. It was made by a friend of yours. I'm sure you've heard the name Pitney Bones.
Ugh. Sorry, I just shivered. Yeah. I know.
She made this.
Eric,
She left it behind when she went to the bathroom. Such
On a scale-
shame.
of 1 to 10, how marketable is this voodoo doll of Coin?
Marketable?
In universe, Coin's looking at it and thinking, if I mass produced these, would they...
Doesn't that depend how
This
many
would not be
people
a
want to
popular
stick pins
toy.
in you?
This would not be a popular toy, but Warty Barreltoad would love to have one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, just curious.
Yes,
Does she have others?
I'm sure she does. This one was unfinished. You can tell because the thread on the right eye still isn't quite done. I didn't want to bother you with finishing it because that's when the magic takes hold.
Certainly.
I'll leave this with you as a sign of good faith.
It does go a long way in these
She
negotiations.
She traces the ring of the barrel around you as she walks behind you. When you decide whether you want to work with me or not, just send me a message. I know Bryn can do that.
Oh, hold on. I got one more question before you
Of course.
fade out on me. You want us to assist in retrieving this onyx skull.
Yes.
What's the nature of it?
The Onyx Skull of Drunath. I will put that name in chat for you here.
Oh, yeah?
And paste. The Onyx
Is
Skull
this-
of Drunath. He's a fiend. He was powerful at one point, but he pissed off the wrong people. Now he's dead and will remain so. Thank goodness. Horrific thing he was. Not a fan, but I like mementos. And
Or you
it'd
want
be
us
a
to grave
nice-
rob?
No, it's not grave robbing. After all, it's not like Toivoa is a grave. That's so morbid. I know how much Tati would like to make it one, though. But no, I just want to ask a couple questions. I'm going to do Speak with Dead on the skull. After that, you can have it. That's all I wanted for.
We
Just
could
5
certainly
days.
facilitate something. Just allow
5
me to
days of
confirm.
private access.
Allow me to confirm our deal with the World Eaters, and then I will round back to you, huh?
Very well. Just don't be too long. After all, I'm sure that Sigeos has plans. And
Oh, yeah.
she will walk around Narzel onto the far end of the table, and as she bends over, she whispers something in his ear, and his brow furrows. He didn't like what she said, and as she passes behind him, she disappears.
Oh, that certainly simplifies things, doesn't it, Narzel? Okay,
Didn't
so
know you knew her.
I didn't know I needed to remember. Now I do.
We actually got some of hers.
Yeah, she, we've had a run-in before.
Really?
Yeah, she tried to kill us.
We found
Interesting.
something she wanted. We chose to not give it back. She
She's got
respects that.
something that hangs over her head. It's a powerful position.
In a manner of
Alright.
speaking, yeah. So,
Tell you what. You get her off my back. You got yourself some ships.
uh,
I don't know.
now, as a businessman, I don't want to leave a loose thread here. You asked for our ship, and I can't, in good conscience, tell you with certainty that's on the table. But
Fuck it. Get her off my back. Keep your damn ship.
ooh, okay. Yeah, I think I can make that happen for you.
Ruzid looks at Coin and says to him, like, how are we doing this?
If we help her, we can just throw in a contingency to stop interacting with him.
I guess that could work. I thought you were thinking of more of a violent solution, but yeah.
No,
maybe.
no. He wants help
This
with the
has turned
Onyx
into
Scroll.
this has turned into a pretty good deal for us.
You want
The
the
only
Onyx
downside
Scroll?
is what she might do with it.
Yeah, that's the uncertainty. But we know she needs our help. We know that we have negotiating power, and I pretty good likelihood we can throw that in the deal. And she'd be
And
cool
One
with it.
if
quick
she does-
question.
And if she does want some nefarious with the skull, it's probably just not our problem.
Well, yeah, that too.
One
It
quick
could
question.
be our problem, but it's not likely.
Now's a good
Well,
time to
no
remind
offense.
everyone that this is a morally neutral campaign.
I want to ask
The end of
about
the day.
Yes.
This is the same lady who sent the moon dragons after us and
That
wanted
is
us to
correct.
throw the lich. Yes. So, was the lich phylactery? Do we still have that? Has that not been resolved?
Oh,
We
I'm
have
holding
Did
on.
not take it.
Is it possible she's messing with us somehow, and that her ultimate goal is still relating to the lich phylactery, and she's just
That-
lying to us to try and get her hands on it?
Walker, were you
That
here the
is-
last time we interacted with her? I need to recall.
I was not. I'm guessing
might
it was
not
one
have.
of the 2 sessions because my last session was
During the fight.
the moon dragons had just fled,
Okay.
and we were still on the ship with all the elementals.
You should be filled in on this. She returned
Okay.
a little bit later, non-combative. She just showed up
Okay.
and was like, "Hey, I'll be blunt with you. I want the phylactery. If you're
Okay.
willing to give it up, then Saphira, meet me at like a bar when you arrive." We chose not to, but she did more or less say like someone will have to fill me in on what she wanted with the phylactery, but I don't think she was trying to like resurrect the Lich or anything. She just like
no, it's supposed to be hers, is it not? She wants it to keep it safe so that no one else can use it to blackmail her, as far as we understand it.
Yeah, that may be it.
We use the identify spell, and that's what it said. It said that it was hers.
Okay, I may have misremembered. I thought she like knew who it belonged to, but in that scenario, she was still very diplomatic.
I will clarify
about
that because this is an important point. The phylactery belongs to her. It does not contain her soul.
There you go.
Okay, so she's. I was
lied
that...
to. You got lied to by Cervantes about that. When Bryn did identify on the urn, it identified as hers, but it does not contain her soul.
And it didn't tell us anything about what soul it does contain.
Correct, because that's not how that works.
Okay. Well, that's good. I was worried that she was. If we know she's a lich, then I don't think negotiating with her is wise. But if she, okay.
I agree, but our understanding is that like it's just we don't have a family connection. She knows maybe it's a a trophy. Who knows? But
what if long shot in the dark? Sure. What if Drunath, the onyx skull of Drunath? What if Drunath is the lich, and we have Drunath's phylactery, and she's interested? She's doing something.
Demon, though.
May very well be.
The two might not be mutually exclusive.
Even if they were connected, and she was trying to facilitate the Lich coming back, we still have the phylactery at the end of the day. And whatever she does, we can still destroy it. Right now. If my understanding of Liches is correct. So even giving her the skull, and she tells...
When we did try to figure out how the phylactery works in terms of like destroying the Lich, we failed that one. So we don't actually know for sure.
That's true, yeah. But I don't think there's a lot of harm in it. Personally, I think she's gonna have a conversation with a dead guy. Maybe she learns a couple things that help her politically, or to get some gossip. But I don't think we're like unleashing a monster into the universe by doing her a favor.
I mean, we might.
Worst case scenario, it's like butter. It's like a domino effect. I don't feel bad being the first domino. I'd feel bad if I was like the second to last one. So I vote we can do her a favor. That's two birds with one stone, because then this guy sends whatever fleet we want to Sagaeos' payment.
I'm with Coin. I tentatively think. Go ahead, Jason.
I've got two things with that. For one, I do stand by. We need to be very worried about her coming for the Lich Jar. So let's just kind of keep an eye on that. And I mean, like I'm going to continue holding it, but just kind of watch out in terms of her getting close to slipping in places. The other thing is, if we do cause some evil to come into this world with this skull or something, I personally feel like we'd be responsible and we should go take care of it afterwards. But I would appreciate it if others would help me out if we do that. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but just throwing it out there, like, I want to be the first domination.
Yeah, that's totally valid. And honestly, even my opinion is we should agree to help her, but we still maintain the ability to, like, go back on the deal. Like, get this skull. If we learn more, then we turn on a dime. But right now... Right now, if we
right now,
I mean, we can wait like 10 minutes. But
is Mr. Sharpie X-Man still on our ship?
Yeah, he's sitting there. We've just kind of paused the stuff for meta conversation.
I'm imagining you guys are having a lot of this Discord conversation while Coin is multitasking. I would think he's pretty good at processing his party's monologues while still making deals.
And also maybe like throwing in some buzzwords to buy some time.
Yeah.
Keep the conversation going.
Before I make a deal, check this out. Coin transfers all the coins into his other hand that he's been fidgeting. but in a really cool way. He does stuff like that to buy time. But yeah, so
And he's
we
just sitting there with his fingernail testing the sharpness of his axe.
so here's the thing: we need her to agree in order to deal with Segeos. If we don't agree with her deal, then arguably we have to spend God knows how long tracking down Segeos, finding his lab.
Yeah.
We can do it, but it is going to be significantly harder than just getting her skull, and then she cuts our time in half. And if we don't make a deal with her, then what deal are we even making with the world leaders at that point? Like,
I agree.
so if you want, we can say coin stalls for time while you legend lord the skull, but I would say let's just make the deal and then decide later if we change our mind.
We can ask him. We can ask him for the rest of the day to think about it, and then just say, "All right, yeah, we're gonna try and find a little bit more about." You could just be honest with him and say, "We're gonna try and find out a little bit more about this skull, but it's looking good."
Okay, Coin will relay this. He'll say, "This deal that we've come to, I can certainly do it. I can get her off your back, but I want to smooth that over with her first before shaking your hand, because I don't want to put you in a bad position. What say you give me half an hour, an hour? I'll lock it in with her, because a lot of what we do is going to depend on her ability to find Segeos, and I want to make sure that happens."
Gotcha. So, an hour?
Yeah,
Give
rendezvous
me a
back
drink.
here. Perfect.
Rendezvous. That's one of those Rathus words. I like it. All right.
Yeah.
We recommend the Lakey Keg.
The
Stuff
leaky
there.
pig, huh?
The stuff there ain't high in taste.
Say,
It'll
you look familiar.
it'll get you. I sure
Do I
hope
know
so.
you?
The real question is, do you know of me? Or
You're that Saphira
Yeah, yeah.
person, ain't you?
you do. In the flesh.
You're worth a lot of gold to them Cervantes folk.
Nah, the
I
bounty's
was
gone.
worth a lot of
Formerly.
gold. About this gold. I collected on the bounty.
You collected on the bounty. Now that's a good one. Whatever.
Hey.
All right. And he pulls a dagger from behind his knee guard and stabs it into the table. The bright red handle sits there. All right. I'll be back in an hour for this. And he goes to walk off your ship.
That gives us some free time here if you guys want to legend lore the Onyx Skull or whatever you have in mind. Personally, Coin's fine making the deal, but I imagine we have some tricks up our sleeve to know what we're getting into.
So we're gonna make the deal, and the contingency is gonna be to get off of our friend's back. Ours.
More or less, yeah. At the very least, we can convince her to, like, give him some space.
Well, I think as soon as he's gone, Bryn's gonna start legend lore on. Where was the Druneth? Yeah, Bryn is gonna start. Hang on. Are there conditions under which legend lore can be cast? Do I have to have my head on the ground, or is that
You have
just
to have
for
your head on the ground.
All right.
Oh gosh, all the shit.
Yeah. So I think Bryn will step off the ship. Someone can come along if they want, because it would look a little weird if Bryn was just sort of like on the edge of the docks, just laying down with an ear to the ground.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
Yeah, I might try to find a place that's a little more private, but yeah. Bryn would ultimately like to cast Legend Lore.
Okay. And you're casting Legend Lore on Drunath.
Yes.
Drunath is not of legendary importance.
Really?
That's good
How
news,
about
right?
the Onyx
That's-
Skull of Tuna?
That's fascinating. Okay. So what? I guess what are the mechanics of when that happens? Do I spend 10 minutes casting the spell and then like just find out nothing?
It
Is
lasts
there-
for 10 minutes. It does not fire off at the end of 10 minutes. It lasts up to the 10 minutes. So,
Okay.
you're fine there.
I'd imagine
so
it's
just,
just a
it's just
drip.
kinda,
It's like a drip feed of
Instantaneous.
information.
Right. It just doesn't fire off. You don't get any information.
Okay.
You know that he's not legendary, therefore the spell fails without anything.
I would still try
Interesting.
the Onyx Skull or Onyx Skull
Oh,
of Tuna.
absolutely. Yeah. Bryn will try the Onyx Skull of Drunath.
Okay. The Onyx Skull of Drunath. The legend is that Drunath was converted into a onyx statue of himself as punishment for violating a contract in the Nine Hells. This was a legendary punishment used as an example, and his name was scrubbed from the records in Hell.
Oh, maybe that's why he's not of legendary importance, is because everyone's
That would make a lot of
forgotten
sense.
about him. Yeah, that's fascinating. But there are still people who remember the punishment, even if they don't remember his name.
Right.
Hence, we can do legend lore. That is fascinating. Okay.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that is very cool. Okay. That's very interesting. Let's see. What would our next step be if we wanted to try and find out more about? We might not have time to try and find a library.
Yeah, there's a little bit more that I can reveal on that whole thing, by the way. And that is that after
please do.
he was turned into an onyx statue, he was shattered by a massive demonic maul, and the pieces were sent to all over the Nine Hells as warnings against opposing the people who did this to him.
Hear me out. Hear me out. This guy pissed off Hell, which means he's a good guy, because they don't like good people, right?
They also don't
No.
like each other. It said the legend lore said that
Fair
he
enough.
broke a contract with someone probably higher up the chain than him. So it's not clear what that contract would have been.
It could maybe he had an ethical disagreement. He's like, I won't do this. It's too evil. And they're like, you're done. You're blacklisted from this industry.
I love
Well,
the optimistic side of this so much.
Well, if you
I
were
would-
a demon,
I would think they would have
like,
respect
as
for people that do bad stuff.
you're a demon, it's entirely possible that just broke it just because that's his nature.
Yeah, I suppose.
All right, we've got like what, 40 minutes?
None of this information is enough for me to still feel bad about retrieving the skull and letting her.
Yeah,
It sounds like she wants to talk to him and learn what he did. Is my
and
interpretation.
and it's possible she wanted to learn the crime, but he also might have some other knowledge. Speak with Dead is very restrictive. You only get to ask 5 questions, and then they you can basically whatever the is that just a Baldur's Gate thing, or is it canon in D&D that if you speak with Dead on someone, then you can never do it again? I'm gonna, because
I
it's
don't know.
possible.
You cannot do it on the corpse if the target was if the spell was cast on the corpse within the last 10 days.
Once every 10
Okay,
days.
so I was wondering. So it doesn't.
And she said she'd give it back too. So
Yeah, I was wondering if we could possibly screw her over by casting Speak with Dead first, and then like permanently locking her out of it if we decided that it was too.
Well, she only wanted 5 days.
That'd be kind of a dick move.
Hey,
Oh, it
So
would. It
we-
would absolutely be a dick move, but it would be
Hey,
an
and-
irreversible way of.
And she did tell you that
Anyway,
was her purpose. So if
Yeah.
if you did that, it would actively. She would know it. You guys would piss her
Yeah.
off. It'd be
Yeah,
but
and she would only just have to wait a few more days.
Yeah.
Speak with that doesn't permanently stop someone else
Right.
from doing it. It just has a
Okay.
timer before it
No,
resets.
but to be fair,
That's-
she did
yeah.
say she was gonna she only wanted it for 5 days, so we definitely could
Just do that and then.
deal. But I'm not behind if we were.
That's
Well,
some
she
I
definitely
real.
think
wouldn't
if we
keep.
were-
She wouldn't keep
yeah.
her side of the bargain if we don't keep ours. She definitely
That's
wouldn't give
some-
us back
but
after
we,
5 days.
we never made a bargain not to use Speak with
Not-
Dead.
Yeah, you guys have not. You guys know the intent. It's not a Fey pact. This is her
Yeah.
making a deal with you. She's going to basically understand that, oh, they screwed me over intentionally. I'm not going to, stick to the deal.
No, I swear,
Yeah.
as an accident, I fell and hit my head and cast Speak
Heck.
with Dead.
I just
Yeah.
slipped and cast it by accident.
Well, so
Right.
the thing is, she's doing a favor for us first. So technically, if we screw her over, we still get what we want. But Coin would probably actively reject even doing that on the grounds of like, if I make a deal, I want to follow through. He wouldn't want to do some loophole to relock her out, unless he knew that it prevented like a tragedy or like it was a
Right.
benefit to the world to do so, which it
Because-
does. It sounds.
From Coin's perspective, and this is a question,
Mhm.
would Coin view this as a reputation problem for future business?
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's probably where Coin's coming from on this. I understand the desire to not let her get the information.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that you guys do have the other side of that to
Yeah.
deal with
And
morality on.
As always, I will always go with what the party wants. But
Yep.
that's my view on it. It's like
Mhm.
doesn't seem important enough to facilitate a screw over right now.
I agree with that. I don't think we currently need to do it. I do wonder if there's any way we could convince her to have at least like one of us hear the question she asked. Maybe if we had like some sort of oath of secrecy or something. Just because, again, I do worry a little bit about it. Oh, here's an ancient evil treasure you can unearth and destroy the continent. Like, it would be good to know just in case. It seems unlikely, but we could always try
Yeah.
to push.
Okay. Does anyone stand in the camp that like we should not get her the skull, or that we should minimize her interaction with the skull?
I think for now, we can continue as though we can proceed with the plan, assuming our intention is to just let her have it. Yeah, I am. Bryn is tentatively fine moving forward, recognizing the possibility that something really bad could happen, because clearly she's dabbling in some dark shit. If she's looking for a religious phylactery, or for us to do something with it, or if she's trying to ask the skull some questions, she's getting in deep with
Maybe-
some really awful stuff.
Maybe
But that's not
she's just
necessarily bad for anyone else.
Walker. Maybe she's just an eccentric collector. You ever consider that?
I mean, knowledge and curiosity are powerful motivations. But yeah, I think Sageos definitely makes the world a worse place for being in it.
Yeah.
And I think that there's definitely at least one positive outcome for getting rid of him. Yeah, I think we're good to move forward on this. That's Bryn's opinion.
Okay. Eric, she gave us like a way to contact her again. What was that? Was it just like
For Bryn
speak
to
her
send a
name?
message. Yeah.
Bryn? Okay.
I believe
Bryn-
you have sending her message, right? Either Bryn,
Yeah,
Tati,
both.
somebody does.
Did you send her a message that Coin wishes to discuss the deal further on his ship? Immediately or
Is
ASAP?
there, what more, before I send it, what more is there to discuss?
the only other manner of business is like whether or not she actually will agree to leave him alone. Because if she doesn't agree, it doesn't stop any of the deals, but then he might ask for our ship or whatever.
Okay.
But that's something we probably just got to figure out where she stands first.
Okay. Maybe that's something we could discuss with her privately, out of earshot of him.
Well, he's not here right now. That's kind of.
Oh, that's true.
I'm saying just invite her here, and we can finalize the deal.
Okay, leaving the ship, one failed legend lore, one successful legend lore. I would imagine it's been about half an hour. And walking back to the
25
ship.
Minutes, 30 minutes. We'll go 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, Bryn will come back to the ship. We'll go to a different room other than where the dagger is sticking out of the table. And
Yeah, we can go below
Bryn is-
deck
Yeah.
and pop a gem of discretion.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
I'll have Coin with me and anyone else who wants to be there. Bryn's going to cast Descending Spell at 3rd level. And I actually don't know the name of this person. Bryn would, but Walker does not.
Raffinus.
Raffinus. Oh,
R-A-S.
I've seen that in chat somewhere.
A-S. Raffinus.
I thought it was like an anagram of Saphira or something, and somebody was... Okay.
Oh.
Okay, Raffinus. Yeah. So Bryn is going to cast a Ascending Spell
Okay,
to
one moment. I have
Raffinus.
to check
Uh,
something. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I just had to check
Cool,
the gem of discretion.
Yeah. That might mess up Ascending Spell theoretically.
No, we're
But
good.
yeah, Bryn's just gonna say, your offer sounds good. Ready to discuss further. Can you come back to the flight risk? Over.
Okay. Who all is in the room with you guys right now?
Well, if it's a room, then I'm not in it.
Right.
I'm there.
Anyone who can fit below deck.
All right. Syson's there. Yes.
Yep.
Tati, are you there?
Gilman hiding in a barrel.
I want to keep
You're good?
Bruised company.
You're gonna keep Bruised company and look for your bucktooth friend. All right. Is our friend Gilman down below decks? Crypto?
He is in the kitchen trying to make potatoes.
Understood. Is Saphira with Coin and Bryn?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So I have Saphira, Coin, Bryn, and Syson inside the Gem of Discretion. Awesome.
Also, real
Mhm.
quick, I am assuming that if has Bryn been on the ship and like out of combat for the last couple days?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm assuming he's at full strength minus a 5th level spell slot and a
Right.
sorcery point for
He should have taken a long
the
rest.
telepathic bond.
Yeah.
Yep.
He should have taken the long
Uh,
rest to get rid of his 2
yeah.
levels of exhaustion that he got for being
Oh,
seasick.
I didn't realize Bryn had 2 levels of exhaustion.
He's fine now. He spent 3
Okay.
days getting better.
Ooh, yuck. Oh, is that the canon reason why he was
Exactly.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So the other thing I want to do is the walking stick of Zarud charges at midnight, so I should roll my 3d20s and see what those are. Now that I'm actually in the room.
Does she appear,
Ooh.
or does she send a message back?
Well, here's the fun part. Syson, how long does your divine sense last?
Like 10 minutes, I think. Let me double check that.
So that would be down by now. Okay.
Oh no, it's still in the next turn. It's not even that long.
Okay. So, does anyone have any special kind of senses at the
I
moment?
swear to God, if she never left,
Oh, it's very plausible she's never
Yeah.
left.
I
deals
have
off.
my blood sense.
Blood sense? Okay. Awesome. So blood sense does not
I
fire.
have blind sight. I have blind
You have
sight
blind
within
sight?
60 feet of me. That's like actually a pretty big range.
60 feet. Okay, but that doesn't go through walls.
I guess not. I don't know. I don't know how
Because
blind
it's
sight
blind
works.
sight. It's vision. It's not Trevor sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So, she will appear after 30 seconds. She had to do something. And she appears right behind Bryn and whispers in your ear, "Hello." And
I should have
straightens up,
expected that.
and she goes around the table and stands on the far end of the table away from you.
What took you so long?
You're not the easiest people to contact.
Yeah, I don't
Especially
disagree.
with that quite powerful fiendish source in the hull.
Hey, we
Certainly.
can do something about that.
It's on our bucket list.
I'm
For now.
sure it is. For now, you prefer flying around with a devil summoning crystal on board your ship.
It was
been
here when we
busy.
moved in, alright?
Yes.
It's hard to take it out without, like drowning the ship. Don't want it to sink.
And we don't want to turn ourselves into devils through that thing, you know?
I know exactly.
Oh yeah.
But
I
I'm
guess we
saying
still
that the
do have
ship's
that.
probably not worth it.
You never lived
Anyway.
in a house with some rats in the basement?
Roll an insight
Yeah.
check, please, sir. And everyone in the room can roll this insight check. So that's Saphira, Bryn, Sason, Coin. All right. Unfortunately, your favorite roll does not get you the information you need.
Oop.
Man.
That's not the
Yeah.
right button. Oh shoot! I'm in
That-
Safari. That's why it's not working. I'm in. Sorry, I had my character sheet open in Safari and not in Google Chrome, which is why nothing's been rolling properly. Here's insight.
Okay, so
Cool.
she looks at you. So, you wanted to talk about our deal. So,
Yeah, I'd
Cool.
say
You want to take over?
we find it mostly agreeable, but there's
Mostly?
something. There's a caveat I would need added to the deal,
okay.
which is that the World Eaters want some of their affairs to remain private, and they ran by me. I don't know what's between you two, what your chemistry is, but Buddy seems to need some space from you.
What kind of space?
To put it in negotiative terms, yeah, basically no contact is the vibe I'm getting.
In exchange for the skull?
In exchange for us obtaining the skull for you.
Okay, so let's put all our cards on the table. I want the skull in order to speak with the skull. I've already told
Right.
you that. If the skull's useless to me, then I'll observe this as being a violation of the contract. But if you want me to stop dealing with Narzel, but we'll take the information of Sageos' lair and you'll get rid of Sageos, if you get rid of Sageos, I'll get off of Narzel's back as long as you give me the skull. Nice three-way
real quick.
contract.
Just to be clear, when you say if the skull is useless to you, that's if we mess with it and not just if you get it and find out it doesn't do anything for you.
Right. I'm not going to hold you to the actions of someone else.
That's a
Alright.
good way to put it. Yeah, we do two things for you, you do two things for us. Find those terms agreeable?
One more
What's
thing.
Narzel doing for you?
A bit more muscle,
Brute
like we
strength?
talked about.
Excellent. Then I think that our goals currently align.
Sayson?
I have
Excellent.
one more thing I'd like to offer up here, though. I have some concerns about what sort of questions you're going to be asking, a demon skull. I would like to ask that you let one of us in to listen to the questions, and we'll swear an oath of secrecy where we promise not to share any of the information, just to ensure no, world-ending sort of threats are coming from this.
That's interesting. I'll agree on one condition.
Great hell.
That you swear by your god that you won't talk.
I'm going to use my channel divinity for +5 persuasion as well, and just say, agreed.
Very well.
Is that
But I
persuasion
can
or
use this
deception?
No, I have no intention of sharing the information. And if something does go crazy wrong, I'll simply try and fix it myself without saying anything.
Okay.
Very well.
More like a
I agree to your terms.
Shake on it?
She smiles. I'm afraid I can't do that. And she reaches down and goes to pick up this gem of discretion, and her hand passes through it.
It's a figurative handshake then. Coin says, doing a handshake gesture in the air.
She reaches out and puts her hand where you would expect a handshake, but you don't feel anything.
Right. But she does, perform a
Yes.
handshake motion. Okay.
She does perform a
All right.
handshake motion.
That's sufficient
Okay.
for Coin. It's a deal.
Marshall should be back in a couple minutes, so let's go and shake hands with him.
That's all we need from you. I'm gonna go iron out the rest with Mr. Crimson.
Well, we should hang on. She or her projection or whatever's going on should be present to confirm with Narzel that once the job's done, she'll get off his back.
He knows that I'm a woman of my word. I've never lied to him,
All right.
and I've never lied to you.
There's sort of an irony to inviting her to tell him she'll stop talking to him.
I don't know. It might mean more.
I do see where you're coming from. I just meant there's sort of a humor to that premise. But yeah, I think we're fine.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, then I will go ahead and take my leave. After all, I've got a little bit of research to do. You understand, of course.
Oh yeah. Fern will pick up the gem of discretion and pocket it.
Give me a couple of days. 2 at most.
That should be fine. You know where to find us. Look for the demon rock.
She smiles coldly at you. I don't need that. And she looks over at Saphira. I can always find you.
We got winks at ours.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
I'm sure it's fine.
One of the pieces of lore that you missed while you were gone, Bryn, is that Saphira is immune to non-detection. Anyone who scries
Is
upon her
that-
automatically succeeds.
That's because of her sword, right? Or is that some other?
Correct.
Yeah. Yep. She cannot be. I didn't realize that they automatically succeeded. I knew that she couldn't be given protection from scrying because that was an issue we talked about when we took the flight risk. But yeah, that's good to know that the scrying. I mean, Saphira doesn't have great wisdom saving throws, regardless. But the knowledge that she doesn't even get to make one is noteworthy.
Fern will return to the dagger and table
Okay. So, you
above
guys
deck.
go back up to the top of the deck. Awesome.
Yep.
As you go up to the top of the deck, you just see Ruzid like sitting next to Toddy, saying, "Ignis! I'm gonna get it this time, Toddy. Ignis!"
Roll your Arcana check, sir.
Okay. Easy 20. That's pretty good.
Cool. Little
That was
spark.
it.
Okay. You got an 18.
I saw it that time. I really did.
Am I getting better?
I think your last 3 were really, really good.
Eventually, I'll just be able to like do it like Saphira.
I think when you do it, it's going to be even more impressive because it'll be coming from, a dragon.
Yeah.
Just try to aim that upwards, please. I don't want it to put out another fire.
Now my
Fine.
excitement's gonna put out the fire.
Hmm.
It did last time,
Okay.
at least.
Yeah,
Once
fair
you
enough.
succeed, you'll be able to sing the song. Okay. After an hour, Narzel comes striding down the dock towards your gangplank. He has his Sharpie axe with him. As he comes up the gangplank, he looks at you. Are you sitting on your barrel, Coin?
Oh yeah, he's back in position. Wants to be formal.
Ugh. That was a crappy bar.
Memorable though, right? You remember
Not
it's
really.
scrappy.
Wasn't that shitty.
The campy bars are the best ones. Anyways,
You
We
know,
got
they
some
were
good news.
busy cleaning up the dead dude.
well, I didn't know the drinks were that bad.
No, some sort of vampire got to him. Holes on his neck and everything.
No fooling.
Yeah.
A vampire.
Yeah, apparently they're like set up all sorts of garlic and stuff and silver stakes in the crossbow behind the bar and everything.
If Walker can do a real life insight check, briefly, is this associated with the snack that Saphira may or may not have had?
Roll your insight check.
Okay, my real life insight is -2, so that's going to be a 9 for Walker.
A 9. That's German for the word no. We're not telling.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like this
Alright,
check at a DC of 2.
For the for those of you who actually want to know this, and your character does not get to know this, yes.
Oh, hang on.
Saphira
Should I
drinks
leave
some-
the Discord really quick?
No.
Should I leave the
No.
Discord? Okay.
Your character doesn't know this, but yes, Saphira
Okay.
last week murdered and drained a guy in the leaky keg, and left
I mean,
him
who
in the corner
wouldn't?
booth.
It was established above the table.
I mean,
We
if
all-
you're hungry,
I just
you're-
drank him a little bit.
you're not you when you're hungry.
Yeah, it was
Too soon.
Take
Too
your
soon, Zach.
inspiration. Take your inspiration, Ruth. Damn it. Dang it. You're not you when you're hungry. With a vampire.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's wrong. So many levels.
It's so right.
Coin will tell Narzal. Good news. With the passing of Sigeos, Rafinas agrees to leave you be.
Ugh. Now that'll be nice. Alright. Then you got yourself a deal.
Now to be clear, so you fully understand,
Yeah.
she's going to provide us information on where Sigeos is.
Cool.
We are all going to show up there and
Right.
just beat the hell out of them.
That's my job.
There's your smash and grab.
Uh-huh. And I get to take whatever my guys can get their hands on.
More or less, as long as it doesn't compromise the mission.
What would compromise the mission?
Well, the
Taking all the
skull-
loot and leaving, and not actually ending up with the dragon dead.
Well, we're there to help.
We want you we
Drake's
don't want you
there.
doing anything that releases Sigeos.
Oh,
You're doing your smash and grab, but that cannot assist Segeos or
Oh,
lead to
that's not a
him.
problem. I don't feel like having drugs in the ocean.
Yeah, and I would imagine this goes without saying, but Segeos may need to be expulsed in order for you to properly seize what you want to. So,
Those are some head case words. What does that mean?
we're
Chaos might be between you and the best loot. That's all.
going to be fighting Segeos, but you are free to help us kill him.
All right.
Okay, that's pretty much the extent of it. I would say just be on guard for us to send you a message in the next few days once we confirm his location.
Well,
we'll
the
give you-
plan should
Sure.
be meet in Nausea in like a week and a half. Is that about how much time we had left? In game, I should know how much time.
Yeah, our timeline is Nausea. They're gonna leave for Estrella in like a little over a week and a half. But depending on what we learn about Segeos, that might change. If
Sure, but I feel like we should just get the strike force all together anyway. We might as well.
that's the plan, but I'm saying all of our plan depends on what she says, and we can just contact the consortium if like we have to attack faster. Because remember, she said she'll tell us when Segeos is home.
True.
If he's not home for 3 weeks, then we gotta wait, presumably.
Well, I'm gonna need at least 2 days warning in order to get my ships moving, and then depending on where I'm going, it might take a little while to get there.
We can plan for that.
Yeah, we'll figure it
Appreciate
out.
the heads up on the timeline.
All right. Then we got ourselves a deal. And he grabs the dagger, opens his left palm, and slashes his hand with one quick motion. It's not one of those slow cinematic things. This is a...
Yeah.
And he reaches out with his left hand to give you a handshake.
Coin is gonna insight check whether he's expected to slash his own hand. I assume he is, but like,
That's up to you. How do you want to handle it?
I think as someone,
Coin.
he
I'm gonna lay a
would.
hand on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Would you like me to?
I got this. I put down the terms of the agreement. I don't want him to feel like I'm dodging it. Coin will take his rope dart. I know it's not like a dagger, it's not a blade per se, but he's gonna stab into his arm, pull it a little bit, create a proper line of blood, and then
Okay.
I'll go for a handshake.
In your arm or your hand?
In his hand.
Okay, left
is
hand,
that-
right hand?
Well, let me confirm. What did he do? Did he? I thought he did it like
his
on
left
his
hand.
palm.
Yep, on his palm of his left hand.
Is he shaking with that hand?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
so
that's what I thought.
I feel like this is like a really like a blood. You don't want to mix bloods, but Coin will do it straight in the palm of his right hand and then shake.
Yeah, I feel like
So you're
grunt
doing
voice
your right hand,
would
his
help
left
me.
hand. Awesome. So it's a weird handshake that's more like holding hands.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
I guess it would be his left. I think Coin. Coin, because
No,
I didn't think about it.
I'm
He
cool
does
with
it
this. It's
anyway.
going to be hilarious. Instead of shaking hands like, thumbs up, this
Yeah.
is shaking hands with thumbs down, and that's how you shake hands with him. He's like,
Yep.
that's a little weird, but I guess it's a grung thing.
Coin won't correct him.
Yeah. It
But
feels-
he will-
The hand position is more like praying at a kitchen table as opposed to, a handshake.
I will say Coin applies a hand of healing physician's touch to
Okay.
heal. To heal
himself?
really both of them,
Okay, that's fine.
both himself and.
Or
Sorry.
flavor-wise, we'll just say both. That's fine.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, then I got some doing to do. Hope that they sold everything we got. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
nice doing business with you. I'll
Luck
take
be with
this.
you, buddy.
And he grabs the dagger and he puts it in his knee plate once again. All right. Have a good day. Look forward to hearing from you. How are we
Oh,
going to
yeah.
hear from you?
Probably a magic voice in your head, if I'd wager.
Great. Another one. All right. Appreciate it. Take care. And he will disembark from your ship.
Coin nods in affirmation as he walks away. And then he puts a hand up to his crew. He knows. Like a stop sign hand motion. All
Okay.
right. Sounds like we've ironed it out.
Cool.
Now we
And
just wait to
then,
hear.
Well,
and then I need, through all this, I need a D100 from Bipto Pasmal. Followed by survival check. Actually,
Oh,
survival
no.
check first, please.
Okay.
It's a survival check first.
oh god, he's cooking, isn't he?
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I need 1D92. 1D92, sir. Welcome to the train wreck.
All
Choo
right.
choo. Crunch. That's right. Potatoes. You make some decent potatoes.
All right.
They're just raw, but they taste amazing.
They've got a nice butter spread on the outside of them with some nice rock salt. Yeah. Cool. As you come up onto the deck with the potatoes that are intended for Narzul, Narzul's gone.
Coin, Rude, you guys hungry?
Somebody got it. Thank you.
I mean,
Coin will go up and eat one.
It's raw.
Coin
like
will
eating
chew
a
it.
grain of rice, but
A little
I
too
guess I'll have
long.
one.
I was readying a lay on hands behind Coin when he started eating that, but I relaxed when I see it's okay.
It's a unique texture. Good flavor though.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
Is this the practice?
No.
It's working out.
Yes.
Coin needs another.
How many potatoes did you make?
Like one for everybody that was in the meeting.
In the
That
meeting? Okay. Cool. So 8.
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Go and scratch 4 rations off of the ship's stores, please.
Fair
Okay,
enough.
one ration is a single potato, or there's two
Two.
potatoes.
2 potatoes. Yeah, have you ever tried to eat 2 baked potatoes? That's a lot of food.
No, I guess I don't have perspective on how big potatoes are.
Nah, that's a meal.
I guess it could, yeah, it could definitely be. I agree.
I ate a big potato for Easter. Man, that was a big one.
Ooh. Jealous.
All right. You know, potatoes are cheap, guys, and they're super easy to make. Go make yourself some potatoes.
Good in a pinch. That's how my ancestors survived in
The
Ireland.
grungs?
That maybe
Oh, okay.
The
Okay.
undersea grunts.
underwater
This-
potatoes.
Underwater potatoes, yeah. Oh, you've heard of sea cucumbers, so, you know.
That's something Coin would be like. I should invent an underwater potato.
You just should.
That's like the one thing about potatoes is they grow anywhere. That's why they're a superfood.
I don't think they grow underwater. I think they
Not
rot
yet.
and become terrible under.
Coin's about
But
to
I
start
do like
planning
the
things this-
idea that you could just sell potatoes as special underwater potatoes that you can only get from the grung. So
I'd like-
don't even try to buy them elsewhere.
That's a business idea.
I just
I like to
learned there is
think
an
that,
urchin named a sea potato.
I like to think that Coin branded the term superfood.
Does
No one
Coin
knows
have a cousin perhaps that grew potatoes? Not
Or
something
died
you have
by
to
them?
answer right now off the top
Yeah,
of your head.
those-
Maybe just something to think about.
A baked
Hey,
potato.
Maybe Mr. Potatoed.
Potatoed is so perfect. God, you could have given me 5 hours and I wouldn't have come up with gold like that.
I'm on a hot streak
How's that
today.
spelled so I can add it to the list of Coin's cousins?
Potato.
Oh, God.
Potatoed. Yeah.
Oh no!
Man.
Was he?
I
Was he
misspelled
mashed
toad,
to
but
death?
yeah.
What happened?
How did he
You
die?
broke me.
He got mashed.
Oh no!
Got squashed by some. Yeah. Boo. Boo.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
At least we
man,
didn't
what-
get boiled or stuck in stew.
I mean, real.
For the record, I'm keeping the first spelling of potatoed.
Yeah, honestly, that's fine.
When I get to MKL's realm, I am finding all your family members and just hanging with them for like a couple centuries.
Yeah. Do you go to the same place if like you get eaten when you die? Like, is the soul edible?
Yeah, for the most part,
Interesting
unless
question.
you know, you get eaten by
I just
like
feel
a
like
succubus who
just feel like
steals
a
your
lot of
soul and takes it to hell.
yeah.
And I stare at Saphira.
Just imagine a lot of grung go by
What
consumption.
were you saying, Tati?
I was just explaining to Coin that almost all souls go to the same place regardless of what manner of creature eats their bodies in life. There being some exceptions, obviously.
All right, like my sister, she would have gone to a much darker place, right?
A darker place?
Or brighter because of the flames.
I don't believe she went to hell, if that's what you're asking. Like the plains of hell with the demons and the devils.
Oh. Wait, then what were the exceptions?
The ones that get dragged to the hells with the demons and the devils.
Oh, okay then.
And possibly vampires.
Wait, well, vampires have a harder time dying in the first place, though, right?
Well, for sure, I've seen at least one.
I feel like you're implying something.
There's not a lot to imply, Saphira. In any case, all of the grungs I know ended up in Imkael's realm.
That
I'm sure
is
it's a party.
so relieving, I think. I don't totally know what goes on there. But at least they're all in one place.
Fantastic. All of the stories from all of your lives get absorbed into Imkael's realm and reforged, and they make up the world there.
Is that optional?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's not really a matter of choice. It's just a matter of nature. All of the memories of your lives will seep into their realm and create the world that Imkael rules. Afterwards, your soul will be washed of all the memories of this life and go on to its next place.
This might surprise you with me being a monk and all, but I actually like my ego. Like my id, you know? Getting recycled. I guess it does make sense, though.
Oh, I'll
Return-
be there eventually, but I'll have more time than all of you.
Which means you'll have
true.
even more stories. By the time
Okay.
you get there, the memories of your life, it'll be like a continent shifting there.
And make up a big chunk. Alright, we pretty much are free for the next few days while we wait to hear back from Rafinas.
Are we going to sail?
Yeah, are we gonna go over to the next place in Shu, or?
I'll be honest, I didn't think it would be this easy.
Yeah, me neither.
Now I kinda gotta think about where we'd go.
Are we gonna try and figure out where the Shimahaba is where like the biggest shipments go, right?
Yeah, I was thinking we could swing
Yeah.
by there and just blow some up fun of it, you know.
We should also probably send a message to the consortium to confirm the world leader's inclusion on the raid.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't want to make him feel bad, but the fact that we just secured 37 missiles kind of makes the one the consortium provide kind of negligible.
Well, I don't think that's true. The consortium's reliable. I think that
That's true.
nuts is not.
Yeah, you know
And
what?
also, like, and
They'll
also,
be
like,
better on
so-
land.
Exactly.
Okay. Rin, would you be able to send them a message, or do they have representation here in Shu?
That would be a question for Eric. I mean, I could certainly cast sending.
Well, Narzol is a member.
Yeah, but he has the same connections as we do. I don't know if he has a direct line to
Is
that.
him?
He said they gave him a badge, which gives
You
me
mean
the.
you didn't have to sign on the line for it.
Guess not. It just sounds more like that was like a convenient. Like,
Seems kind of apathetic.
yeah, he doesn't seem very involved.
That's because he's smart.
Eric, do we know if there is an embassy for the consortium in Shu?
In all of Shu, you can roll a history check. It's going to be a very high check, though, because you guys haven't really explored, and unless you went and got the information somewhere,
Okay.
yeah,
It's probably just more logical to send a message remotely.
yeah.
Okay, Coin would ask a Bryn to contact the consortium along the lines of, just a summary that 37 fleets are on board. Rafinas has agreed to track Sagaeos. We will raid him directly.
Do we want to tell them about Venus?
I mean, we don't have to. We could just say we have a source tracking Sagaeos for us.
I don't even know if we want to share that much. I'll be honest. He strikes me as someone who has connections in a lot of places. I'd rather just keep it vague and
Okay,
just
but
say that we have allies.
keep in mind, right now the consortium is planning to sail to Estrella, which may or may not even be relevant anymore, depending on where Sagaeos actually is.
Oh, you gotta give them new direction, depending on the
Yeah.
intel.
Yeah, I think letting him know as soon as possible is a courtesy that we should provide. And so yeah, I think Bryn will trying to squeeze under 25 words if necessary. But he's basically going to say, Bryn Gemflower, possible change of plans, trying to find Sagaeos' lair directly, also acquired additional muscle. That's probably close to 25. But yeah, Bryn is going to send a message along those lines.
To whom?
Ooh, that's a good question. I will defer to the rest of the team. Is there somebody that we made? Do we have a particular point of contact?
Yes, I'm sorry, I don't remember the guy at the end of the hallway upstairs.
Zutona
Double door.
Shrez?
Zutona. Yep. Zutona would be the
We're
one.
dealing with Zutono directly. He's a head honcho.
That was who Coin discussed getting a ship sent out with.
You could send it to Kerfex, but he'd probably got additional muscle as he just started a workout routine.
It might get lost in translation. But yeah, Zutono is also the one who got all of the sailors that are on our ship right now.
All right. Then the response is appreciate the information. We'll be awaiting orders. Skius Cross is aboard the ship.
Bryn, send back a thumbs up emoji. Like a dad responding to a text, just a thumbs up.
I don't think I would
yeah.
love to do that. It would be an additional 3rd level spell slot to do that.
Oh yeah, to have an image.
Because it's only just a single instance of back and forth.
I mean, for what it's
Well, yeah,
worth, we
that's
probably
fine.
don't need to spend any more spells today, but I was also joking. So, I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah. No, I know you were joking. It's something I would love to do if it was the telepathic bond. I would absolutely do that. Yeah, it's Anyway, yeah, Skia's Cross is. It sounds like Skia's Cross is coming. We can rely on him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's an OG.
It's been a little while since we talked to this, hasn't it?
Yeah. Anthony and Kyle, I don't think you've interacted with Skia's Cross, but he was one of the earliest contacts we had with the consortium. Just
Literally who it is.
reliable guy, reliable fighter.
Pretty
That's
cool.
all.
He uses a weapon, and I'm pretty sure it's just called the dagger that makes you explode. Like I think that's the full name of the weapon.
Oh, I hope it is.
And he
It's
also,
not,
if I recall
but-
correctly, he.
I will post his image
I
for
might
you
be thinking of
guys.
something else.
That's him.
But I believe last time he was in combat fighting alongside us, he used like 11d6 of sneak attack or something,
Oh,
which I'm
jeez.
pretty sure is like a 20th level rogue. Anyway, it's good that he's in our corner.
Yep,
for
great.
this.
We love powerful allies.
Yeah,
We do.
I do agree. While we're in Chew, might as well clean up any frenzy we know is along the shoreline. If we could even maybe like check the town for news. Anyone, like any ships came in from the west, ask him questions, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, we know there's a bunch of shipments going to Shimahaba. That was what we know. And then we did
Right.
walk around here and didn't find much here. So I do think that, I mean, didn't find like
I think
anything.
we should like head over there.
So honestly, if we're gonna do it, yeah, that would probably be my next stop.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. We don't really have any business here. We don't really have any reason to rush back to Nausea or Estrella. I would vote just follow the breadcrumb trail a bit further.
All right, so you guys want to disembark from this place? Leave Ryunosume?
Anyone?
Yeah.
Any last stops to Leaky Keg?
Any
No, I
last minute
think we're good.
snacks?
I don't know if we should go back there.
I guarantee you
What?
should not. Especially not Saphira.
Gilman, if there were a vampire within 20 feet of us, we'd know.
All right, so let's go.
Aren't we kind of aware that she's a vampire?
No, the only person I
No,
believe
she's
who knows
been-
is Pipto.
Okay, but I know she's
really?
undead.
She's
I
been
didn't know.
claimed by a vampire god.
We know
know
Saphira
that.
has some funky stuff going on with her history,
Yeah,
but
so I should at least know she's undead, if she
Then-
is.
yeah, the
She's
nature of
not
what
undead.
exactly she is, we don't know.
Okay.
She's not undead. Not yet, anyway.
You're briefly dead.
It depends on your
Pretty sure
definition,
dead.
because we
She's
did
only
revive her from death once.
3 times.
We did undie her a few times.
But not undead.
Separate occasions.
Right, right.
Alright, anything else in this town people want to do? Also, I feel like not spending time here is not a bad idea because we did promise to take care of crab people and then leave the crab people.
Oh yeah,
That seems like a them kind of deal.
Yeah, but they can make it our problem if we stayed here.
Yeah, let's get out.
All right. So, you
Coin
guys can leave.
doesn't feel
Yes.
great about that, but it's probably simpler to just go, yeah.
Yeah, I still don't really think the crabs were necessarily evil.
No, I think it's just a territory thing.
So, as you guys leave,
Oh, no
And-
evil people side?
I'm sorry? Was that Tati?
I just. No. I'll ask him later.
So, as you guys leave the city behind, the camera will pan to the far side of the city where a pair of claws emerge from the water, stalking up into the shadows of Rio no Sume. You guys leave.
Crap.
Our crabs.
So, I'm going to put you guys on the map here so that you can tell me where you guys are going. You are currently here in Rio no Sume. You had heard about the ecological disaster here in Sahua that was perpetrated by the release of frenzy into the air. And Shimahaba is all the way up here.
Ooh, that
Based
is
off
high.
of that travel, that is about a 7-day journey.
Logically, Sahua would be the simplest, because if we go to Shimahaba,
We don't have time to make it back to where we need to go.
that's 14 days minimum, because we also have to return back.
You're
I
right.
think if
You're
we
right.
head up there,
Can't really afford to do.
it also takes us real close to the.
House of Flowers.
No, not the House of Flowers. The church. It takes us really close to Imkale's.
We
Eric,
love Imperial churches.
What would-
No, I do finger quotes with church.
Eric, how long would the voyage be on foot
On,
from Sahua?
well, the voyage on foot, carrying your ship or just walking?
No, just parking the
Yeah, I'm just gonna
parking
carry the ship.
We have
So
a
we're
crew of
talking-
people. They can.
Well,
we have
you
a crew
said
of
the
people.
voyage on foot.
I was
If we're
being
talking
mystical
a hike,
about it.
Being mystical about it. Understood. Based off of walking across the land, it's
trek.
going to take 4 days from Sahua to Shimahaba.
That might be an option. Because we know Rafina's needs a few days. Call that 3 days. Best case scenario, she says, be ready in a week. Then we could be back.
Like,
That's
we
tricky.
could get some horses or something.
If we could cut that down to 2 days, I'd be fine making that voyage. If it's more than that, I wouldn't want to risk it personally.
Wait,
We should get maps.
It's how
Sophia is
fast-
right.
how fast we go on our carpets of flying?
Good question. We have to check the memory bank for that one. How
It's
fast
not the
could
same
that
speed
be?
as walking.
I actually can summon them out for myself.
What kind?
What?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You always do that?
yeah, I kind of forgot about it, if I'm being honest. But
I guess it wasn't really relevant on the tip.
not particularly. But I mean, just give me a minute. I'm gonna cast Find Greater Steed in the background.
Awesome.
It's gonna take a few minutes.
Sure.
And I'm gonna summon a Pegasus.
In what?
In the middle of the sea?
I mean, why not? Magical Pegasus. Don't worry about it.
I don't know, it just
Let's
feels
see here.
cruel. But I guess Crystal never got seasick, so.
Hey, it's a spirit in the form of a mount. So, like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's not a real Pegasus, exactly.
Well, you know,
Fair enough.
some of them were like riding shark stuff before.
True.
Vader Steve.
All right, so you are casting Find Greater Steed, and you're doing a Pegasus, you said?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Pegasus. Why not?
Okay. I then have to ask, what color Pegasus did you get?
Pink.
How many colors are actively available? I want to roll random. I'm not
It's
choosing.
just
I'm just
here.
letting.
Go ahead and give me 3 D256.
That Nice one.
Nice.
All right,
Color
so
that. It's pretty blue, whatever it is. Probably turquoise, actually. Yeah.
Blend them with the water.
I
Genius.
love how quickly you can identify that.
I'm a graphics engineer.
If
That's my
anyone
job.
here, you would know.
all right, so 11.
I stare at shader code all day. Sorry, not sorry.
Wow, I'm impressed.
It is a dark forest green.
Wow.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I will go
lovely.
ahead. I will go ahead and take a snipping tool here.
That's the green I like.
That's the green. you
Take
like.
notes, Ruzid. Take notes.
Fuck you.
All right, so tossing this into the Trainwreck Discord for you guys. Pow.
Ooh,
That's
that's
the green.
lovely.
I dig it.
So you have a green
too far off
Pegasus.
my hair.
Congratulations.
Bit more saturated than Ruzid, but
Does
everyone's
it-
got their. To me,
What
it
does it
does.
I would expect Ruzid to be more saturated or at least dark colored than that.
I guess in its bigger
Darker.
form. I was thinking
Darker.
of like the art. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, how many people could Ruzid carry? Because I could fly on this, Ruzid could probably take a couple, and we have a flying carpet. Yeah?
Yes, all of us
I
can
can
fly
cast-
together then.
Find greater steed too.
You can
The
cast
problem
Find Greater
is-
Seed as well?
Yeah. Here.
The problem is
whisper to the minor illusion him to look like a Pegasus.
Okay. Cool.
the carpets in Ruzid might not move as fast as like a steed would. I don't know though.
I don't know how
I mean,
fast
Ruzid
Pegasus
isn't steep,
fly.
though.
I'm the best steed.
I agree.
I think the advantage of the carpet is that it can keep moving.
Oh yeah.
Like we while like we just take watch.
Doesn't get exhausted.
It would take a while for me to get tired, though. I'm pretty tough.
Yeah, I could also just recast to refresh my Pegasus.
Eric, would it be
Yes.
fair for us to make
Determining the best speed right now.
just in the theoretical, all of our party members can find a way to travel as fast as like a steed that doesn't get tired would? What would maybe the estimate on that journey be? Do you think
We could do 2 days.
2 days? Okay.
From
I feel
Sevilla
like-
over to there, yes.
I feel like we could block out a 5-day journey and not interrupt the Sageo's plans.
That seems reasonable.
Let's do it.
Hey, it's the adventures in there.
Now, we still do need to figure out the carpet. Does the carpet move as fast?
Yeah, it
What-
moves about as fast as someone walking.
Okay.
So
Except they can fly, so go up and down
Right.
hills and stuff.
Yeah, but like if we assume the carpets did, it was enough to fill 7 players when we first got them. We didn't lose any carpets. I'm pretty sure we would have the resources for everyone to have a ride, be it either a steed or Ruzid or a carpet.
unless any of us weighs more than a centaur.
I weigh more than a centaur.
Only one outlier
I mean,
here.
you can fly on your own.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah,
How
I,
heavy is Centaur's armor?
I think you're fine, Sazen.
You're like 300 pounds?
Let's just pretend we're fine.
Well,
The carpet I have can carry up to 800 pounds, so
okay, so before anything, we need to sail to Sahua, get our crew updated on their plan, which is really to just camp out for 4 days. Um, and then we travel by foot or by
Should
flight.
we be worried about leaving them alone for 2 days, kind of close to, or I mean, like 5 days, kind of close to where we stole the ship from in the first place?
Concerned versus worried. We can have concern for it, but not be worried.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I'm not losing sleep over it, but you do make a good point. We have a couple good sailors on the ship. I'm not worried about them getting into trouble. They know
no,
they're
I'm worried
getting
about
paid. Thanwick will keep most of them grounded, I imagine. But, yeah. Cervantes, maybe they could just, like, disguise the ship while they're there. Give it a paint job.
You guys remember how much the paint cost to paint the Changemaker, right?
That's true, and that was a small ship.
I mean, we could also have them kind of sail through safe waters a little bit, just so they're not sitting in one place. That
That's
might not be
probably.
a
That's probably
I
a
mean-
better idea.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's not like that. It's. I mean, the crew is all men. It's true. Oh.
Coin might even be tempted to min-max here and just tell them to take local jobs of, like, trading goods.
Well,
Oh
you know,
no! We don't want them interacting with the people here. if we can help
Yeah.
it.
Fair
Probably
enough.
best to just keep them in a safe place where they're not gonna get claimed.
Honestly, I think we have them just kind of patrol up and down the coastline a little bit, just stay away from other people and ships, and just try and not sit in one place.
Yeah, I can agree with that. We have a little time to think on it because we do still have to sail to Sahua.
Yeah, it takes 8 hours. You'll be there by
that's
sunset.
But yeah, I'm cool with just telling the crew. And I mean, for the sake of narrative, it would make sense for us to say, like, we take one or two with us. Like, obviously Gilman.
Yeah, let's not leave Gilman.
It would be funnier if Gilman, like, just grabbed onto the bottom of the carpet and hid the whole way. But I'm open to also just establishing we don't want to leave the whole crew there. It wouldn't hurt to have, you know, someone to send back if we need to relay a message, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm cool with just let them patrol nearby.
Cool. All right. So, as you guys sail towards Sahua, you have 8 hours of downtime here. Is there anything you guys want to do before arriving at sunset? No?
Not particularly.
Hey, Toddy. Do you want to come here and try and talk to Jerome with me?
You broke up. Repeat that?
Oh, do you want to? I was talking to Toddy. Do you want to try and get in contact with Jerome? Haven't heard from them in a while. It might be nice to hear how they're doing. An update on our journey.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll pull out my sending stone and try and get in touch with Jerome, see if they're anywhere nearby their stone at the moment, or if they're busy doing things in the temple.
I'm gonna put my forehead against Sizen's forehead to try to hear whatever he hears.
Okay.
I believe this
Sure.
will work.
And belief is what matters.
Hey, you're talking to a paladin.
And a cleric.
And the optics are that the green-haired guy and the goth elf are currently head-to-head in their quarters. Understood.
Holding a rock.
Both elves?
Holding a rock in both hands, yes. So, as we page Jerome on the stone at... Oh, what time did you guys want to do this at? Because it matters. Between noon and 8 p.m.
I'm gonna ask Toddy what time
now.
he thinks they'd be available, considering you would probably know what they do all day.
Sure. Let's try to catch him. Hmm. Let's try to catch him during well, maybe not during weeding. Let's try to catch him during weeding.
Okay. Can I get you to roll a religion check to beat a DC 10 to know when they would be doing weeding in Wrightport?
Yeah, sure. It's summer, so all day long.
No, you don't do weeding all day long. But you know when that happens. So as you use the sending stone, you hear, hello?
Hey, Jerome. I'm gonna kind of mouth his body. Can you hear that?
I believe I hear it. Yep.
Jerome, how's it going? How are you enjoying life? Church, how are you okay? Is everything alright? Are like parents visiting?
I'm fine. Thanks for leaving me here. I'm pulling weeds in the cemetery. It's great. I really appreciate this so much.
Very fulfilling.
Tell him to watch out for the skeleton hands. Sometimes the hands come disconnected and come up.
The skeletons are handsy. Watch out for that.
What
shallow.
skeletons?
Oh, don't dig too deep. I think.
I'm weeding. I'm not excavating.
That must be a year 2 thing. I don't know. Oh my god.
But did you
Is
know?
he groaning? It
But
happens.
did you know that they just people visit this place and just leave money in this big plate? Just leave it there, just for anyone to take.
I'm gonna let you handle it. I'm gonna pass this off to Bobby real quick.
So, have you heard the latest stories?
No, they've got me weeding and sweeping and polishing pews, and it's like all I do is work.
Yeah,
The pay's
but when
good.
you're polishing the pews, you can always hear what they're talking about at like in the temple while they're working. Or
Oh yeah,
if you're,
and people don't pay attention to their purses.
No, money means very little to Imkale and,
Yeah, but it
and
doesn't
his servants.
mean a little to me.
That's true. While you're in the living world, the money can help you survive.
Right. I knew you'd approve.
I think we're on the same place. but for real, keep an eye out for anything that wakes up. If you start to hear skittering in any of the coliseums, or
Mausoleums.
I might have just made up a word. That's the word I was looking for. Make sure you report it right away.
I'm sure there's skittering in coliseums too, but that's something completely different.
Yeah, actually, just avoid the coliseums. I think, unless unless you're gonna get a good story out of it.
Thanks, Tati. By the way, the other kids really like the action figure.
The Ruzid? I made
Yeah.
another one. Well, I'm making another one.
Well, see, I kind of need another one because they took it.
Oh. Well, it's yeah. Well, we'll send you another one.
Yeah, thanks.
They took it like they took it, or you gave it to them because they're your friend.
I gave it to them because I didn't want to get my face punched.
That's a good reason. Hits to the face can be pretty damaging. Have you
Those
considered taking it back?
I tried. It didn't end well.
Unsuccessfully then. That's Yeah, I'll get you one that will help you keep it next time.
Yeah, I lost my knife when I tried to get the action figure back.
Oh no. I'll send you some spares of that then too, and some good hiding places.
Thank you. It's really nice here, but I'm lonely.
Well, make sure to call Sizen and I on the sending stone whenever.
Okay.
We're waiting
Thank
for you. He
Right.
was waiting a whole week to hear from you.
I didn't want to impose, and this is the first time I've been able to hide behind a gravestone to talk.
You have to find all the good hiding spaces.
Oh, here he comes again. I gotta go.
Good luck.
And the line goes dead.
It goes dead. In the Temple of Imkale, it goes dead.
Very fitting.
Nice.
But
I think he's doing well.
I think he needs to be restocked.
All right. We should bring them back something really exciting from this trip. Like, you got the toy, and that's going to be huge. But I don't know, something special from the travels when we regale them about all the adventures we've been on.
Yeah, he said he might need some better weapons.
Ooh, what if we got him a shield? What do you think about that?
As a weapon? I
It could be a
like one
spiky.
hit people with.
Okay, we can get him a dagger too.
Yeah, so I think we should design a Ruzid toy that has like retractable claws or like a hidden switchblade, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we just definitely want something that makes sure that it'll stay with Jerome, because if it just has a knife and they just take it away again, I mean, it's kind of like this first situation with the knife and the toy just on one being.
Did kids ever take things away from you when you were younger?
I mean, at times, but generally speaking, my sisters made sure that no one did that, so not too much.
Suck Ruzid.
Rock.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna spend the rest of the afternoon designing a new Ruzid toy.
okay. Let's go ahead and get your sleight of hand check, please.
Oh, sure.
Where is this Ruzid toy creation occurring?
Where is it happening? Yeah, where are you guys doing this?
I think we took over the table.
Yeah, I feel like we want to do it with Ruzing Watch.
Are you doing it at like where Coin is doing?
Coin's table. Yeah.
He's
Wait,
making.
where is Coin's table again?
We're shoving
Middle
it
of the
out
ship.
We're gonna put you out of the way.
He's put
That's
down
a
sort of a
26, by the way.
desk table type area set up on the main deck above.
Yeah, it's
deck.
on the main. That's what I thought. It was
Yeah.
If I'm assisting, can you get advantage on that?
Yep.
Are you making another Ruzid toy?
Jerome had his taken away.
Oh.
Nice.
Wait, I
That's
need to
like
go over there
36.
and mess with those people who took it away from him. Scare them straight.
No. He just needs some better equipment, I think, and he'll be able to hold his own toys.
Yeah, we
Okay,
want to
but
empower him, not stop him from taking care of everything himself.
yeah, but no one steals my toy.
But we can all go take it back for you.
While this is all happening, does anyone want a potion made? A few of you are out the last few sessions, but we could make more like superior healings or heroism potions.
Yeah, Bryn is ready to assist with whatever enhanced ability, bardic inspiration. You want it, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah, if someone can give an actual help action, if someone has proficiency with alchemist supplies and wants to actually be helpful, go for it. Otherwise, I can use enhance ability for inspiration. The spell slot only matters if we get attacked in the middle of the night, which is
Yeah.
kind of happened last time we tried this, where I used like 6 spell slots on potion making.
All right. I want to ask Eric something.
Yes.
Would it be valid for me to roll medicine first and then choose what is made based on the DC?
No.
That's fair.
But before you do that, off to
Okay.
the west, you can see a column of smoke on the shoreline.
Oh.
Do you want to
Does it
craft
look like
potions on your way?
large campfire, or like, oh, something's burning down?
It is much larger than a campfire.
Yeah, we should take a quick look at that.
Can you make out what's like going on in the distance? We're just gonna like squint. Use those dragon
How far?
eyes.
Yeah, after
Who's it,
about
both of you
4
dragon
hours,
eyes?
but after halfway there, I will show you what's going on. But I want to find out if Coin's going to try to craft potions on the way.
He's trying, but he keeps accidentally dropping springs and other toy parts into his brew.
Understood. So you will fail at crafting your first potion. Understood.
Yeah.
So scratch off 25 gold worth of materials. All right. That will also take up the 4 hours. And in the
We're just gonna-
distance, you can see that
Oh.
the city is burning.
I was gonna cast another spell during the hours, trying to cast another stupid spell.
The city that you are going to is on fire.
Oh, that's not ominous at all.
I would like to make it clear that I was standing right here on this ship, and I have an alibi.
A little bit more of a bad look for me, but I mean, I guess if everyone's like Coin in that city, then they'll think I breathe fire, so.
So I cut out after the failure of the potion.
The
Do
city
we
is
know?
on fire.
Okay.
Do you guys want to continue approaching it? You have... Once you get past here, I'm going to be showing you what happens.
I think
Is
we should
anyone sailing
proceed fast.
away from it?
I feel like I might know already, but
They didn't have another explosion.
Guess
Are there any signs of ships moving like towards us away from the fire?
You look out ahead. There are a couple rowboats, but that's it. No ships. It
Find a way
looks
to get
like
closer.
this.
Oh, it's big fire.
What in the aimer?
I cannot see anything.
What did the aimer?
You're,
If you can't see,
missing
please
out.
refresh.
Yeah, I might need to do that. Hang on. All right, there's the refresh button.
I propose we go full speed ahead and try and
Oh,
pick up
shit.
some of the boats as we go and get some information about what's happening.
Yeah, that's a city on fire, all right. All right.
These aren't like tiki torches, right?
These are not
Maybe this is like a celebration. Oh, okay.
Do you think I should go out to some of these boats that are fleeing and maybe bring them
They're
on
not
board?
fleeing. They're not fleeing. They're actually fishing.
Oh,
Just a casual Tuesday.
I know we're
Yeah.
pretty far, but do we feel a heat or any sort of change in the atmosphere
this far.
approaching this?
Not from this
Okay.
far away. Once you guys anchor and get within, a couple hundred feet, then yeah. But you still have a little ways to go until you do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna whistle my Pegasus over and say, "Hey, Ruzid, you want to go talk with some of the fishermen with me and find out what's happening?"
yes.
As
Let's
you guys
go.
go, we're gonna put up the telepathic bond again, and I'll make it an extended spell to give us an extra hour,
Okay.
just so we can
You-
communicate after the party splits.
See if we can get some information.
I'll head out too. Coin says doing a swan dive into the water.
Cool. As you guys
Actually,
approach, go ahead. What were you saying?
I was reflecting on the fact that Coin probably can't swim faster than the ship can sail, but I
You
guess
can run
depending.
across the water faster. I bet.
guess that's true. He will swan dive in and then like dolphin hop out of the water after remembering he needs to run.
Gotcha. Cool.
Picturing you diving, turning into like a push up on the water, and then just sprinting.
Yeah, he's a speed boost.
You guys have seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, right?
Pretty much.
Or am I just old?
I
know
saw
what
it
that
a long
is.
time ago.
Do you
Um,
want us to answer that?
I
Both things
figured
can be true.
Rizid wouldn't know what that is. Alright, Rizid, homework. Crouching Tiger, Hidden
God.
Dragon.
It has the word dragon in it, so I need to be interested in some way.
Yeah, but it's hidden. So
Oh, it's hidden. I have to search for the dragon.
taper your expectations. You're gonna work
Damn.
pretty hard.
Alright. So, as you guys fly up, you're going to approach one of these small rowboats where a man is fishing with a net. He looks up at you. No, please don't! I'm a poor fisherman!
We're not here to murder you. We're just trying to figure out why the city that you're close to is burning.
And why you're just sitting out here fishing?
The fires, they don't go out. The mistresses, they've left us to burn. They've abandoned the city. We have nowhere else to go. These are our homes, but the dragon fire, it doesn't go out.
Dragon fire. What type of dragon?
Vagrodan.
Oh.
How much do we know about Vagrodan?
Roll a history check.
Yes, my strength. Actually,
Okay.
That's
So,
that
with
uses your intelligence, not your strength.
So, Sison, you've heard the legend of Vagrodan, a 2-mile long, 3-mile long dragon with 2 heads that ravaged the countryside of all of Toivoa for many, many years back in ancient times. There's even rumor that it's been resurrected and has been seen roaming Toivoa, attacking cities. This appears
When
to
did this-
be one of the cities that has been attacked.
When did the city get put alight?
Would have been 5-6 weeks ago.
Weeks. It's been burning for weeks. How's it not all ashes?
The fires, they burn flesh, not buildings.
Oh.
Eric, while this is occurring, Coin has like approached a fire and thrown water on it. Does anything happen?
Yes, a
Why
lot of
not?
steam forms, and the water does not even hit the ground.
Okay.
So have you been
Seriously.
living off the ocean? Like,
Of course.
what have you been doing all this time?
There's only 3 or 4 of us still alive here. Ever since the frenzy hit, we were gone. We were at Ryonosume and we came back here.
Ruzit
buildings-
looks to like
frenzy.
I'm sorry?
Ever since you said the frenzy hit?
A massive cloud released by a Cervantes vessel. Very similar to yours. It exploded, and they say that an entire cloud of frenzy washed through the city. 2 days later, Vagrodan struck.
Is there anyone else in the city, or are you all out on the water right now? I'm going to motion to the few other fishing vessels out here.
It's too hot for us to be in there. We want to get to the supplies, the riches, all of the goods that are within the city, but we can't. The dragon fire's too hot.
Ruzit looks to Sison and Coins and says telepathically, "Do you think we should offer these guys refuge? I mean, if there's only 3 of them, I'm pretty sure we can handle that."
There's 6.
Do they even want it?
I can ask. I'm just saying, is it on the table?
Offer, I agree.
They've chosen to stay in the city. I'm curious. You should inquire.
They said they didn't have anywhere else to go, I think.
They're just living off of the sea right now.
How much to live off of?
There's
Yeah,
only
I
this
mean,
turn to
Back
the
at the fisherman says, we can offer you some refuge on our ship for some time.
But while we are here, we're free. We don't wish to serve any new mistresses. We've
You
been
won't be
abandoned.
serving anyone on our ship.
What?
You can come on
The
as
con-
some
The
part-time
concept to
deckhands.
him is alien.
No, yeah, we get it.
You get it.
Look, come on, be some part-time deckhands, work on the ship, get paid like everyone else, and we can drop you off somewhere not in Shu. You can be your own free person if you want. Or, if you've got a knack for it and you'd like to join us, you can keep on working on the ship, and like everyone else, it's a job. You'll get paid, you'll have your freedom, you can go your own way in between trips. It'll be your choice. It's better than staying here and waiting to die.
I know that you people in Shu are used to servitude, but that's not how we operate.
But what about the mistresses? Who do you serve?
Bryn's gonna chip in at this point. He's gonna say, "Tell them there's a drow on your ship, and that he's free, and you can talk to him."
Sure, I'll share that information. I don't see why it's relevant for me, but yeah. Yeah, listen, you're welcome to come to the ship. We got a drow there he's free as well, just like all of us. There's no one to serve. It's just you living your life. We can bring you aboard if you want to come talk, and then we're happy to leave you here afterwards if you don't want to come with us. But I think freedom, the shot of new life, is better than just staying here, being free, and then dying.
So I'm being offered life by a man on a Pegasus, a dragon, and a water-walking grung.
No, it's not a dream. I know. It's very strange.
Am I dead?
Nope, you're not dead.
Roll persuasion check, please.
Who's it gonna do that? Got a +8. Pretty decent.
With a 23.
Nice.
He goes, very well. And he grabs his oars, pulls up his nets, and starts rowing towards your ship.
Coin will respond. Well, before this, are all of the other people still here, like, visible? Are they on ships?
You can see
nearby?
them spotted, they're distant. These 6 guys have been here
Okay.
for, weeks, just trying to survive, and they've got some severe PTSD and are kind of self-isolating.
We have like
So-
a head. We have a visible head count, though, right? Of like all
Right.
6 of
All
them.
6.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ruse is gonna ask, you guys are all together, right?
No, we are the survivors of Sahua.
Well, forced together by circumstance.
I suppose.
I'm gonna fly off to another one and start repeating the process in terms of offering them.
Okay. Cool. I need persuasion
Pathogens.
checks, and so we've got Ruzin's
Coin won't fail.
persuasion for 1. Need Sason to do 1, and Coin to do 1. So each of you need to end up doing 2.
Oof.
All right.
Call it a
Those
lucky
2 guys.
You know what? I might use my. I have another use of my channel divinity, which I guess I have to do that beforehand, technically.
Yeah.
So.
Coin rolls a 15. On luck.
15. Okay. You'll convince 1 guy. Okay. Ruzin, Sason, and Coin. Ruzin convinces a second.
Very convincing dragon.
Coin, you do
14.
not convince a second one. Sason does convince another one. So you guys have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 2 of the guys are not going to be leaving.
Coin failed because he was like trying to sell him on like, "Well, work for me. Like, you'll do work. You'll constantly sweep all the floors. You'll earn your keep."
All right. And
can
tour
I-
guides you have are Shima, Goto, Asari, and Dewa.
Can I go to the two that weren't convinced and cast Zone of Truth and activate my channel divinity, which will give me the advantage for 5 minutes, or give me the +5 for 5 minutes, and try and kind of give them the same speech and be extra convincing this time with both those up?
I will allow you to do it to one of them because the other one you're the one who failed on.
That's fair. I should have activated it beforehand, but I was not paying attention.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'll go for the one more, and this is with a +5, so a 30.
Yeah. Okay. You will convince another one, so you will get Takahara as well. And those 5 guys will go join your ship.
Well, I'm glad that at least most of them made a smart choice.
One guy is just thriving out here, I guess. Doesn't feel like the
Oh.
right word, but doesn't want to come.
Some people are too broken to be saved.
Yeah, I don't like to see it, but do we want to see if we can do anything about this fire? And I mean, honestly, at the bare minimum, see if we can save some things from the city.
It could be worth a try. I don't know. I think we might want some sort of magic to help ward off the flames, though, because I think walking in there unprepared is just gonna burn us into ashes.
I
Agreed.
am not sure we have the tools. We have a couple of fire resistance potions in the bag, but what are we even trying to accomplish here? We came here to destroy the frenzy, right?
Make the city livable again. We don't
Well, the
have
frenzy's
an
still gonna
incentive.
be in there. He said the flames don't burn like property; they burn flesh.
It's magic fire. You can't
Is
douse
it?
it.
I thought the explosion came from the.
There's 2 things
I
at play.
thought that the-
One
I
was
thought
the
that it was
explosion of frenzy,
Yep.
and the drugs infected and killed a whole bunch of people in the city.
Okay.
A couple days later, the dragon Vagrudan flew by and torched the city.
Okay, so
one-
it's not.
Bad
The
week,
drugs
huh?
are not on fire.
Right.
Okay.
No, okay,
Yeah.
Eric, when Coin tried to douse it, did that appear like there just wasn't enough water and it was too hot? Like a scientific, it just needed more water, or was it like a magic
This
water
is almost
doesn't
a
affect?
grease fire. It would actually spread with
Oh,
water.
okay.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, does that mean it could be like vacuumed, for lack of a better
Theoretically,
term?
Yeah, if you could form a vacuum over the city, yeah, that'd put it out.
I mean, I could. Wait, can I do that slowly? Would that work?
I mean,
There are
you
also
could
spells
just can
that can
breathe.
do it.
Oh, maybe not.
maybe fire by fire, assuming it doesn't spread faster than we could, like cut it off.
Out of character
Yeah, I do think-
for you guys
Well-
benefit. This is not intended for you guys. This
I didn't
if you
get
guys
the
want to
vibe.
try to, yeah, if you guys want to try to solve this, you can. It is a thing that's here. This is a thing that has been taking place because of actions of another party.
Yeah, to be fair, if I ran into it though, I'd still be like wanting to
Make an
help, but at
attempt.
bare minimum.
Yeah,
Go in
How
there
would you
and
like to
get
try?
stuff accomplished.
absolutely. If you guys want to try, we can totally try.
I mean, for what it's worth, if we did solve this, this would make for a good sort of hideout spot for our ship while we were gone.
Indeed.
Honestly, even if we don't solve it, I think it would make a good hideout
Yeah.
for the ship while we're gone.
True. But if we solve it, we can
Unless,
kind of just let our guys loot it. the whole time
I
we go.
don't think we have the tools to deal with this. I don't see what we're gonna do because there's magical fire. We might be able to like arrest
Just a little bit, but not a lot.
arrest it, yeah, in like small areas. But like, what are we? I mean, we just do not have. Like, we would need to summon.
This
a
might
raid.
sound stupid, but hear me out.
Hang on. What's control? What level is control weather?
That wouldn't really apply, would it?
Well,
Would
if
the
you
rain
get
stop
a
it?
Big rainstorm.
No,
They've
rain.
had
It's
rain.
like a grease fire.
Yeah.
Water is
Rain's
just
not
gonna
gonna
make it spread more.
Yeah.
Like you have to smother it. You have to remove all oxygen from.
I feel like the
place.
only way we're solving this is with a witch spell.
It's
Honestly,
Or
we
or
could just
ruse
go
it.
through and pick up like some of the valuables or something from some very, if we know where like the treasury is or things like that, we could probably put out like small amounts of the fire, just to go in, pick up things that we could use.
Well, there's one thing we could do. I mean, maybe Brink could pull something out of his hat that makes you immune to fire, and then have someone run through, grab as much as they can, and then that would be it.
There is exactly one spell I think that gives you fire immunity.
Yeah,
we have
Investiture
not
of
pulled it-
Flame.
Yeah, we have not pulled it out of the hat yet. How long does it last? Is it like
10 minutes.
or 10 minutes. Okay. I don't think it's worth burning our possible single-use.
Well, hold on. Hear me out. Give Ruzid fire immunity and/or resistance, at least, and then he just uses his big-ass hand to smother fires one by one.
Okay, that's not gonna work, dude. Come on.
I mean,
I'm big. I'm not city-sized. I'm not Vagrodan.
You don't have, but half of these fires aren't bigger than you at their source.
Yeah, but there's like 10 billion of them. Look how the whole city's burning.
That's true.
I mean, again, though, if we do want to do it in specific locations, we could definitely do that.
If we just wanted to clear a line to a specific building, though, I feel like you arguably could do that.
I feel like if we care about getting to a specific building, get some fortification against the fire and rushing for it is our best choice.
We could also just
grabbing what we need and leaving.
Drop down with a bunch of like healing and resistance, pick up anything we want, and then leave.
I guess there is something that could help. I mean, one of you could use maybe warding bond. That might help.
Depending, Ruzid, if Ruzid flies above the city, and then Coin does sort of like a spy drop down off a rope from above, give Coin immunity, and he can probably hop up to Ruzid, loot by loot. You see what I mean? Like Coin jumps, goes in, grabs a box, then hops roof by roof up to Ruzid. Ruzid takes the loot back, and then just rinse repeat.
What exactly are we hoping to find in here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of what I'm thinking as well.
I mean, it is an entire city, which probably has some valuables in it.
Half of the fun is finding out what you find.
We could also drop something somewhere. I can cast Resilient Sphere on you. I think you could roll it around, and the fire's not going to hurt you in there. You've got a minute to move.
If you guys want like something specific to look for, I'll remind you. A while back, Coin accepted a quest, so to speak, from Luther to bring back silks from Shu. If there were like some sort of silk tapestry or whatever, like a silk place around here.
I bet there's some serious valuables in wherever the bureaucracy is, like the royal palace or whatnot.
Yeah. Coin is specifically trying to get silks while he is in Shu. And this might be his best opportunity too.
I mean, hey, we could always locate objects and things and just kind of fly around.
I don't think that in any universe this current situation qualifies as a good opportunity.
If I go anywhere else, I gotta buy it.
That's a great opportunity.
10 minutes is not a lot of time to do anything. You might be able to search one house in 10 minutes.
So we pick the nicest looking house?
Can't we just ask like the people though where it is?
Well, that's what I was gonna say next, but I don't think they know too much. They're just common fishermen.
I don't want to get too meta with
that,
my strategy here.
The fire prevented them from like getting to it, so they'd have an idea at least. Like it's not like we're trying to guess what house has it.
You can be like, where's the bank? Where was the royal family? Where, things like that too.
Here's what I'm thinking. Logistically speaking, it's like Sazin locates object on silk. We could maybe do some not trial and error, but some scientific method here of like if Coin isn't immune but like takes a resistance potion, a fire resistance potion. Could he probably just like heal off any excess damage with like a hand of healing? Probably could get a lot of. He could probably stay there in there for a while as long as he endures a lot of burns without
I'm willing to
Dying.
put my hand in the fire or something and see how bad it hurts.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm getting. Like, how much damage does this actually deal?
Yeah, because if it's like,
You
oh,
can
you're
assume
taking...
at a minimum, it's fire, and it's magical dragon's fire that burns endlessly. So arguably, that's worse.
Very dangerous.
Where are we
I
gonna
guess
find
first we
filth
should
in
see
the
if we can
city
turn
that
it off.
hasn't been completely torched?
Well, we also can make fire resistance potions for 300 ingredients, which isn't that much. How long do those resistance potions last?
Oh, I think
An hour.
I think making
An hour? Okay.
making potion
Resistance is
takes
an
time, and
immunity,
we
though,
are
coin.
But
and
it would.
we're also we are also like on a time limit. So
Yeah,
unless we have the potions already.
we have 3 already, which would give us 3 hours, and then Coin could just make 3 during the trip on foot. Whenever we're like on a carpet, he could probably. That kind of sounds stupid, but he could find the time at some point to make more fire resistance potions.
Okay,
And we already have 3.
Interject here. The fire resistance potions are not going to help you because once you guys get hit by this, you will be ignited. And the fire is going to have to be put out by some other means.
And
Okay, hear me out.
Yep. You'll
Throw Coin in the bag of holding.
You're gonna put Coin in the bag of holding?
Someone has to deliver that bag of holding
stop
coin.
us from catching.
Bag of holding's a
igniting, but
vacuum,
it'll
right?
No,
Give us.
there's air in it.
No? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it
It'll
was like
slow how quickly we take the damage, though, right?
Yeah, because I could probably handle being ignited for quite some time, depending again on how much the fire actually does. So maybe we should first see if we can put out the fire somehow, because maybe we have magical effects that can do it. Like, it's magic fire, would dispel magic work on it, something like that.
Alternatively, do we have access to a pocket dimension, some kind of a vacuum?
Also, while we're talking, can we get our new like friends on the ship something to eat that's decent? Because they've been living off of a boat, a little raft for like weeks. And Rizzy looks to Bipto.
No, we got a lot of food.
leftover potatoes. You guys didn't eat them all.
Gonna give them potatoes? Come on, you can make something better than that, Bipto.
They're pretty good potatoes, Rizzy.
I mean, they were good, but like, gotta give them something nice if they've been, living off of a raft for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to cook, or Bryn is welcome to cook too. I don't want to take all that role away.
Are you going to cook, or are you going to let Bipto cook for these guys?
Sorry, Eric?
Are you
I'll let
going
him
to
show
cook
me how
for
it's
the new
done.
people, or are you going to make Gilman cook for the people?
I'm happy to assist, to participate in cooking, but I want to make sure that before we do that, no one's thinking of just going into the fire and trying to find valuables.
I'm not thinking of that, but Eric, I have a question.
Yes,
I'm a little bit late for that.
You remember that wax bag we used across the desert, and Coin used it to keep water in?
Uh-huh.
If Coin were to climb in that, I guess wax would melt, but if he got in that, and we put like a straw in, and someone sucked all the air out, it'd become a vacuum, right?
I'm
Yeah, but how's
listening.
it?
And we've established it's big enough for Coin to get inside. So, Coin goes in, gets lit on fire, just throw him in the bag, and then suck all the air out, and then the fire goes away, right? Is there a
Except
hole
for
in
the
my
bag's
logic?
on fire. Yeah, except the bag's on fire on the outside. So
Also, you have to open the bag to put coin in
lose
it,
the
so that
bag.
it's not
No,
a
no,
vacuum.
no, no,
it
no,
will
no, no,
work one
hold on.
time.
No, hold on. I'm gonna rules lawyer you. It doesn't burn property. It burns flesh.
Oh, true. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Wait, if
So
it
your
doesn't
bag
burn
would be
properly-
on. Your bag would be lit with dragon fire, so the bag would be on fire. Just
But
not
even-
consumed.
Why would the bag be lit on fire?
Even if
Well,
the bag
just like the
isn't on
buildings are
fire,
on fire.
though,
Yeah.
even
I
if the bag
guess.
isn't on fire, you have to open the bag to get in it, so therefore it
Well-
would not be a vacuum anymore.
Well, no. Okay,
You do
we'll
it
get
after
back to
the
that.
fact.
We'll
Yeah.
get back to that. I'm wondering, is there structural damage to the city, or is it
No.
simply a light?
It's a light.
Oh.
So your bag would be on fire, but not
Okay,
burning.
but that wouldn't
Can I
necessarily be relevant then, because
Would
we
they hurt
know
you?
it's airtight because it was used to keep water in,
Correct.
so it couldn't spill out. So Coin climbs in, you do open it, but then you close the bag,
Okay.
and then the problem is I don't know a mechanism of getting all the air out other than
Correct.
You
I'm
burn for
thinking
a
of,
while you're doing that, and that would be pretty painful.
it would be really painful, but Coin can also end up healing himself.
And he
really wants this silk. I'm
It sounds
For
like
the
thinking
you're-
record, I went and checked, and the fire does 26d6 per turn.
Okay, well, we're gonna
Oh.
die if we go in that then. I think our plans are foiled.
So I have
Unless we get
6
Investiture of Flame.
Well, I think for Sizen actually, if it doesn't burn through property, he has full plate armor. It wouldn't touch him. He'd just get hot.
like
His
where
flesh
this is
would still
going.
get consumed.
Like if you're just covered and the flame doesn't actually touch you, it would just be like burning on the outside of the property because it wouldn't burn through it.
Wouldn't it sear your flesh though, because it makes
Like
the plate so hot?
I appreciate the thought, but for the mechanics of this, he will suffer the damage.
That shuts down my idea, which was to throw Coin into the city in the wax bag.
Yes.
So,
All right. So as
What
you
if
guys
you
are
took
going to be
a-
given a good.
No, take a lasso. I wanna like throw like a grappling hook at the treasure and drag it out.
Oh, huh?
Okay. So you want to go up to one of the buildings and throw a grappling hook in to pull stuff out?
Yes.
Okay. I will give you 2 buildings to do this for that have not already been looted. Which 2 buildings are
Let's
we going
go.
to, Tati?
Brad's.
To buildings that haven't been looted.
Correct, because if they could have done so with their fishing equipment, they would have gotten most of the stuff from the doors.
Yeah, but they're not as good at it as I am.
Oh, we can also fly you to a different building, and you can do it somewhere else that they couldn't get access to.
Yeah, for sure. Let's scout out 2 buildings that look most worthwhile.
Okay. You're going to find the first one, which is one of the most wealthiest places in town. It's called the House of the Scarlet Sake.
Ooh.
Oh.
Also Scarlet Sake.
Yeah, get me a good drink.
Am I doing a sleight of hand check?
Yes, please.
Get that 40.
Can I have, let's see, a tool proficiency for this?
Are you proficient in grappling hook?
If I want to be.
Okay, sure.
I mean, yeah. I put on a mask.
Okay. Whoever the athletics cousin is.
Oh wow.
All right.
Out of 4.
Cool. So 21. So as the grappling hook
Sorry,
goes
out of
in,
5.
yeah, you're going to pull over a wine rack.
Oh no.
Is there
And the
wine?
wine rack is going to slide towards you, and you guys can gain access to, we'll find out how many bottles of Scarlet Sake. 1d20. 13
Nice.
bottles of Scarlet Sake.
This is a win.
Score.
No matter what, this is a win for us.
Absolute win. For
We've
sure.
already won.
The second place we have established that you guys are looking for is a tailor shop. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and have you roll a new sleight of hand, and we're going to find out how many bolts of silk you pull out.
Billion. Come on.
All right.
Plus
Nice.
5. 34.
34. Damn.
Ooh.
You got 10 bolts of silk.
You're getting a raise, Tati.
Yay!
There are various colors. I will allow you to determine which colors you wish to have.
Yeah, I'll help Coin do an inventory on the ship later. I'm just gonna bundle it up now.
Okay, cool. All right. So as you guys
Coin
have
is-
looted, go ahead.
Happy. The coin is happy.
I'm so
Coin
happy
is
for
happy.
you.
Yep. All right. So as you guys have looted Sahua as best you can, you've managed to take the survivors and give them refuge aboard the flight risk. We are going to go ahead and end it there for tonight and come back next week to figure out where you guys are going next and what happens with Rafinas and Sagaeos and Narzul and your trip potentially across land.